Gird your loins.
Good morning. Good evening.
And good night.
Yeah.
Is that how
UK
we're
people.
going with it?
This is episode 82, the real episode 82.
As opposed to the fake one?
I keep labeling things as like an episode that I'm like, that's not an episode. So then I'm like, I guess we need another episode.
4. Yeah, guys. 4 in 6 fucking days. She's like, we need another one on Monday too. And I'm like, bitch, please.
No. Shut up.
I showed up.
Monday one was really good. I think it was the best episode we've done.
It was a great episode. And we were like, oh, we'll talk for 40 minutes. 2.5 hours later. If I hadn't had to go to the bathroom, we probably would have talked for another half an hour.
There's just so many podcasts at this point. It's like, okay, can we just chill for a minute?
I discovered a new one last night that I didn't even know existed. That's on episode 17. I don't even remember what it's called. But I was like,
you can't
I'm
do
just going to close this tab. I'll remember it like later probably because I have like a weird memory like that. Like when I see, I'll get triggered correctly. But this is a not safe for work podcast. I don't think anybody has cursed yet, so that's pretty good for us.
Good.
Except on stage.
That's got to be a record. I think we.
Kayla's joining us.
Hi, Caila. Where's her little doohickey that says who she is?
Everyone knows.
I turned them all off.
Don't turn them off. You got to turn them on.
Oh, you're right.
Always turn them on.
Yeah, Jessica turned me on, baby.
I did, baby. We're just thank you for everyone for being here. We're just sort of trying to give the audio only people or the people who do not want to watch in 7 almost 8 hour live stream some sort of synthesis that's shorter of what happened yesterday, the good things we did, and then we'll do some housekeeping as well. But let's do our sponsors first real quick because we've done them 2 extra times this month.
Do we want to run through who's here first, or do we want to do our sponsors first?
Let's let people chime in, and then so while we're talking to the sponsors or about the sponsors, because I think only like 10 people chimed in. All right, first,
just need to know which gear to switch to.
Oh yeah, holy fuck.
Oh, we got our first swear word.
Raoul.
It covered me.
Yeah. Get out of here. Oh yeah, there you go. Do that. Do like Wilson. Half Wilson the whole time. All right. VetDNA.com. Code shit happens for $5.
How do you do, neighbor?
Your crypto panel. You need to give us life advice over the fence. Quick, we need it.
Hey guys.
And for any other testing needs, and since Juju's here, what's your fish head code?
Fish head. The code is JubeJube, all capitals, all one word, and that allows you to get 10% off your entire order for Canadian nidovirus testing.
What a deal!
Yeah, what a deal! Thank you.
What a bargain!
JubeJube.
Always.
I didn't bring up any of the sponsors links. Can we just talk about them?
Yeah.
Who's our first one?
Talk about them all week. This is like bonus for them.
Triple bonus.
We met our criteria for the month for our sponsors in 6 days. So our OG sponsor from the beginning, Shane Kelley. If you guys could keep him in your thoughts, he's having some family things going on and would appreciate your good vibes. Not my information to share, but he's just going through a little bit of a rough time. So if we could all just send him all our positive energy, I'm sure that he'll say what's going on later. But anyway, we are incredibly grateful for our very first sponsor and that he is still sponsoring us and that he has not canceled the entire show, let alone his sponsorship.
Thank God.
Really amazing guy. Hog noses, leopard geckos, of course, ball pythons. He's in the Kiki project. What else is he into? Because that's the only one I pay attention to. Oh, he's in the Dreamsicle project, right?
Leopard gecko project.
I said leopard geckos.
Oh, did you? I'm drunk.
I said those first, and hog noses. And does he have a boa now too?
Hell yeah, brother. He's got 3
boas. All right, he's doing it all, and he's on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, and all the weird ones that sound like dating apps.
Grinder.
So you can find him everywhere. Make sure you're subscribed and following along with him. Next, we have some local boys.
We're a little bit kooky today.
We're a little. I
sorry.
told her we should just do shots, and it would just roll right into and make sense. Yeah, it is Friday, folks. It is 75 degrees in Washington, the hottest day of the year yet. Thank you. Anyway, so our local boys, we have Andy with Powerhouse Pythons, Andy to me, Andrew to you. He is doing ball pythons. He sells Gopher Cocoa for mutation creation, and he also does every kind of rodent, live or frozen thawed. So if you're local and you need rodents, make sure you hit him up, or you need cocoa blocks, make sure you hit him up. Otherwise, you can find his available animals on the husbandrypro.com website. And then we have Stoneage ball pythons, Mr. Justin. If you guys didn't catch it, we recently had him on an interview. So
check it out.
So go check it out if you want to learn more about him. You've been seeing his name around. He's into ball pythons, and he has crested geckos that someone else it's loaned to someone else. He's also in the rodent industry. He's got lots of hats and lots of dishes, and we appreciate his sponsorship. We also have Chris with BNS Reptilia, who has all the goodies. I need to just message him and be like, make me a Noah's Ark box. Here's like a couple $1,000s. Just send me all the things. So I don't know without looking at a cheat sheet what all he breeds, but it's a menagerie over there, and we appreciate his sponsorship. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast. We have the lovely Eileen with Bravo Zulu. She is in Belize currently, right? So jealous.
She posted pictures of the chacalas, which are one of my favorite birds because they literally look like theropod dinosaurs. So
yeah, so if you're interested in seeing her herping happening over in Belize, make sure you are following on her Instagram. She is our women-owned, veteran-owned ball python breeder, and also in college, just like me. And she is incredible. So if you're not following her, make sure you are. We also have Gray Family Snakes, who we love. They are headed off to Africa. Do we know exactly when, or are we not supposed to say? I probably am not supposed to say. I've got a big mouth. Sorry, guys.
They don't want the people to break into their house.
They don't want me to break in and steal all their axanthic pies? What? I'm just there to water the cactus, I swear.
Look,
anyway,
I'm not even interested in stealing them unless they're TSK line, okay?
They are not. I believe they do VPN.
Fight.
Yeah. Anyway, so we will be seeing lots of updates from them. So make sure you're following them on Facebook and Instagram so we can see and vicariously enjoy their adventure in Africa. Hopefully they will get chances to go herping, and hopefully they will see a wild ball python. That would be pretty rad. And thank you to all of our sponsors for continuing to sponsor our show, even though we're a little nutty, we're a little dirty, and we're a little dumb sometimes. Well, me. All the things. And we're so grateful for you and for all the people who have been messaging us lately, asking to go on the waiting list. Even though we're putting you on a waiting list, we are so grateful for you, and we are so humbled that so many of you want to sponsor the show. And just continue to message if you have that desire, and I will add you to the list. I have no idea what we're doing with sponsors. We are at Jessica capacity right now, so
you should just get them all. Make that money.
We'll just have 30 sponsors. It's fine. We'll make ourselves like little people in the corner, and then just all sponsors filling the whole page.
Yeah.
Just continuously run like 30 sponsors across the bottom of the screen. It's fine, right?
Just like cover my face the whole time.
I think you just do separate like boob sponsors, so they don't need a shout out.
I've had legitimate requests asking how much it is to sponsor an episode to be tattooed to my boob.
Yeah.
Legitimate, real
That's
request.
all on you. That's your body, your choice. Okay.
Would that make me a paid?
Yeah, whatever.
Can I count that? Not really. That's not really for services, is it?
That's
your service vendor.
Listen,
baby, you do it.
Real estate on your body. $100. That's not a podcast thing. That's a Jana thing. So if you want to charge $200 per Tata, I'm in.
Wait, is that for like the year, or is that like an episode? Because I'm not keeping it on for. I mean, like
I don't know.
I have a shower.
You gotta make the call. What the Tatas are worth. They're precious. You only have 2.
$50. We should bid them
Is that
or
all
like
of our?
auction them for charity. Hello, why didn't we do that?
What the heck?
Wait. You want to auction your tits for charity?
The real estate.
Okay, so as a April Fool's joke, you probably didn't catch our episode because she actually hates our podcast. She just likes us. So calling you out there, she doesn't actually listen, even though we're friends in real life. So for April Fool's, I don't think his was April Fool's, but Bob Boo requested on his Facebook page that someone tattoo his logo to their body and he would give them like a discount for life. Oh, I don't know if he would like got drunk and had a bet with his buddies. I should message him and ask him this story because he wanted pictures and I never sent them. But just as an April Fool's, I got like the printable fake tattoos and I like tattooed it to my boob for the whole April Fool's episode.
Oh my god.
Some people got real tattoos.
Yeah, some people I saw on Instagram, some people actually tattooed that shit on their body, and I was like, oh,
there was at least 2.
All right.
All right, let's do shout outs. I guess since we're here, Jana, do it. You're on a roll.
I know. Why are you making me talk so much?
I don't know. I'm here.
Just a second, I'm scrolling up. Matt from KMB, Lou Balls, Jake Hole, Slinky Fox, Jason May, Andrew Heckler, Super Snake Syndicate, Blackjack, Multiplayer Morse.
What's up, Mr. Bradley?
Hello, Mr. Bradley. Texas Kid, Creative Corlofus, Richard. Hello. Lisa. Hello. Blazing Blue Tongue. Hello. Ash. Hello. Jamie. Hello. Oh, Roger, Great Family Snakes. That's one of our amazing sponsors. Sorry, I spilled the beans about you going to a different country, and if anybody breaks in, it's my fault.
They're never going.
Oh, and his beautiful counterpart, Lori Gray, also a sponsor of the show. Bohemian Exotics, welcome and hello. Hang on, it kicked me out. Ooh, Brian with BC's Balls, Exotic Art. Reptiles, Esoteric Exotics, very cool name. Does that say Reptifart?
It's Reptifari, you fuck.
All right, we can't trust Jana with the
My
show.
brain totally changed that to Reptifart, and I was dying on the inside. That made my whole day. Thank you, Reptifari. That's amazing.
Thank you, Reptifart. We appreciate that.
Does anybody know what Sean is talking about? It's now covered up by a classic Optimus Prime.
Ex-fiance Spurt had a Ralph Davis logo on her butt.
Oh. Welcome, Jared.
We all make choices. We have to live with those choices.
Yeah, life choices. No, these would be like temporary tattoos, one episode. I don't know. I could probably like rent out the space behind my head. Come on, I'm a broke college single mom student human thing.
I want
buy my boobs. I'm saying for US ARC we should have auctioned them off as advertising.
Yeah, you could do that right now.
Advertising for you.
$100.
US ARC on one side.
If you donate to US ARC right now, you can have your logo on our boobs. Send the screenshot.
I want how much to be like a little be made into like a little anime character, and then everyone could just tattoo her with temporary tattoos on their body.
Only she's doing the face.
Wait, did you just say I need to make myself an anime character?
You and Jessica.
So my tattoo artist Mel is currently working on a super secret project to turn us into anime characters for a super secret t-shirt drop that I just spilled all the beans.
I know that wasn't very secretive. If you just
Jessica had no idea, but trying to do it so like, because you know how some anime characters are like super sexy and like, I don't know, like the schoolgirl uniform, and then some others are like rocking the collar button-up shirts and the glasses. That's totally Jessica. So we're gonna have like the slutty pinup anime girl next to like the librarian.
Yeah, you remember? You watched Bleach, Jana or Caila?
No, it's one of the animes that I haven't watched. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, totally caught this random anime when I haven't caught the really big one.
Bleach is one of the really
She
big
hasn't
ones.
watched any anime, and then she didn't even like Princess Mononoke, so she's not a real.
I've watched like a few. My brothers are huge into anime, and so it was always on. So I like in the background have been exposed to it, and they were huge like PlayStation Final Fantasy people. Like they beat one of the games.
No,
Keep it
Jana,
inside.
I'm not going to talk about Final Fantasy, okay? Because you know how I feel exactly about
Keep
that.
it inside. Keep it inside.
Keep it in the group chat.
Sorry, Mel, I outed it. I couldn't help it. We're a little loose this morning.
Yeah. All right, Jana, get it together.
I'm just going to put it out there. I would do horrible things to Cloud's Drive.
Mm-hmm. I think, well, my point was, like, there's always an anime character who's, like, overly analytical and, like, pushes their glasses up when they get ready to, like, go hog on somebody, like, in the glasses pushing way. That's how I self-identify as.
Is she speaking a foreign language right now? It kind of sounds like it. I understood none of what you just said.
The people who know, so it's fine.
Okay.
All right, let's go to something actually topical.
Wait, how much money did you say that I was selling my boobs for US ARC?
$100.
And how many episodes is that to have
I
a
don't
tattoo
know.
on my boob? Is that like a month of episodes?
Whatever you want. What do you think?
Donate $100 to US ARC Florida.
Just 4 episodes. How about
Florida,
that? No matter how many episodes they are.
To have your logo on my boob for 4 episodes.
Right. You still have to pay to print it on the thing. So that's part of the donation too.
Yeah, you can use like Inkbox. They do that. You like send in an image and then they turn it into a temporary tattoo. Don't ask me how I know, okay?
Well, I need to see a screenshot of your paid invoice.
All right, the total from yesterday, who knows what will be auctioned off today, was $13.40, and we thank everyone who donated both prizes and actual money to USARK Florida and USARK. Oh, look, they're bidding. Roger's up to $150.
Are they supposed to be bidding?
They're bidding.
You can. This is a free market.
Yeah, this is
highest and best. Get your bids in by the end of the episode, not before. Not.
We were gonna run a banner along the bottom.
Yeah.
And on Jana's boobs.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be? So you have 2 boobs, so you can technically do one and then another.
I was thinking about doing US ARC Florida on one and doing whoever.
Okay, that's very tasteful. Thank you.
So it's balanced, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. In other news, Slinky Fox, I think you're in the chat. Can you put in your business name into the chat so we can confirm that
your business name and your real name? Because otherwise you're just an enigma.
Well,
no.
Well, they messaged Brian, and I'm like, Brian's like, is this the person? I'm like, actually, I don't know. So just to double check, just write your business name.
Your identity, please.
Not your social security number.
Not your address.
None of that. Just your business name. Thank you. And then in other sad news, Jana declined Daddy, the banana daddy.
I know. What a bitch you are, Jana.
He's crying into his cocoa right now.
We're so sorry, Blackjack. Jana's a whore. All right, so we're gonna spin again, and she'll probably win again.
Okay. Fox is Voodoo Doll Royals.
All right,
is that the right person?
Yes. So Brian, you're correct. Please ship, but don't ship to any other random person who might message you for a free snake. But that one is correct. Thank you.
Your ASL.
Age, sex, location.
Oh, wow. I should know that, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time. All right, Daddy is so sad. So we're going to respin to find him a new loving home.
For the record, you told him I rejected him, and then after I named him. Oh.
But the
send him to Jube Jube.
The thing is, if the spin wheel lands on Jana 3 more times, I feel like it's just meant to be for Daddy.
The wheel decides all.
The wheel is
my name. I will accept Daddy, and he can become my second show snake if he's nice. I mean,
all right. Slinky Fox picked. It's probably awesome looking. An OD vanilla pie. Congratulations. That's a good.
Wow, that's a really good. Whoa.
All right, let's decide Daddy's fate. Ready? Daddy.
Come on, Daddy. Fuck.
Whoa! What did we walk into now?
Oh,
Come on.
oh, Python Patrol. I
Python
don't know if they're here right now. I will message them, or if you know them. Make me harder, Daddy. All right.
I feel
One
like
more.
Daddy was the perfect snake for Jana.
I have so many snakes.
I thought you were gonna say I have so many daddies. I was gonna be like, fuck, Jana, this is
So Gray family is re-rolling the.
Or they could get a membership in their kid's name.
Yeah, do you want to give it to your kids or your neighbor or something? Somebody who's like casually in the industry but doesn't know.
Well, his kid is gonna totally rock the industry and kick her parents' butt. She's gonna do it all. Anyway, there's a delay, so it's making us awkward. Fun.
Just imagine it spinning.
Okay, so we will re-roll for the special hep pied Ash one yesterday, but decided not to because they already had a. I don't know if they want me to share this, but I'll do it anyway because I'm a bad person. A special mahogany hep pied male, so it was sort of just like this a samey.
Samey.
We want to get that to someone who can make Terminator pieds and love it. Ready?
Spin.
This one was donated by Studio Cold Blood. I think they already passed. Is that right, Roger and Lori?
Yeah, they passed.
Okay. Ready?
College is expensive. Multiple daddies is good business.
That's true.
It is.
I have currently 0 daddies. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Blackjack, I think you're here. Did you want to respin or keep? Special hep pied.
I am totally open to sugar daddies and sugar mamas and all the sugar.
I'll be your daddy, Jana. No problem.
Whatever, you're broke. You can't be my daddy.
I'm not broke.
She ain't Pokemon broke. What are you talking about?
All right. I'm not broke.
Blackjack wants a reroll.
Have you seen your snake room? Your kids get all your money. Sorry. They're a wee bit spoiled. They're doll face. I don't think you have room for a sugar baby.
All right, William Chin. I don't think he's here right now.
Just roll all my donations into the boob logo.
His handle. Do you remember his handle? I think it was CNC Reptile or something like that.
Where can I fill out an application? PayPal, Jana King 86. No, I'm just kidding.
That was a missed opportunity on the number. It should have been 69.
86 is the year I was born. I know it's super boring, but
it's dry.
It's my professional email.
Congrats, William Chin. So we were going to re-roll for the USR.
Your balls. Sorry, Jessica, go ahead.
Yeah, let's try to focus a little bit. So we're re-rolling for the USR Silver for Roger because they decided that they're a family and they believe in the family, right? It's up here, right? All right. This is difficult. Okay.
I had coffee. I haven't been drinking it, but I had it today with just milk.
She had too much.
Ass, by the way, or dirty balls.
Man. All right, one more time.
But I think maybe I've had too much. I'll set it down, Jessica. I'm sorry. It's Kayla's fault. This is how we get when we're together. We get rowdy.
Powerhouse cannot win a silver membership from Powerhouse.
Oh, you got to put it back up.
What?
Where's the wheel?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I got you.
You can probably hear it, or maybe not hear it. I think only I can hear it. Mother.
Okay, this is rigged.
They just were sugar daddies for USARC and USARC Florida, so they have a lot of instances. Man, brother. This is riveting stuff.
It is. It makes it look like we're totally favoring our sponsors.
This is really awesome.
Somebody new. Right, Blackjack, you can accept or pass. I think people should have multiples for their house. You know, I think that's cool. Give your dog a membership. Who cares, right?
Give your dog a membership.
Whoa.
Darlene, this is continued from yesterday. I don't think we're taking new donations, or are we taking new donations? Are we going to auction my boobs at the end? I don't know what's happening.
We're only auctioning Jana's body.
I think that Blackjack Reptiles should make the membership out to Daddy.
Daddy.
Oh.
Who's your daddy? I'm your daddy. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Powerhouse, if you listen to this later, because you're probably doing work, being a real citizen of this planet, message Blackjack, get it for daddy or the daughter. Daughter would be good. That's an actual human. Excellent.
Woo!
Yeah, I think swindle wins are pretty fun and they're not easy to put together, but they're
no.
But they're
advertising space on my boobs.
Or
not,
Jana.
Not my whole.
Depends on how much money you got earlier.
Oh, that's true. Actually, everybody has a number.
100%.
I actually got offered money on Tinder before. It was really weird, and I was like, not against it. Like, whatever, you want to pay me? Like, some guy that was like really busy that just wanted to know that he could get like laid every Saturday or something. It was really interesting, and then I got really busy with school and kids and stuff, and he was like really
interesting in a good way or no, like an intellectually.
Well, I mean, like at first talking
way.
to him, like obviously offering money because you're too busy to find a girlfriend is a little bit of a red flag. But I was like,
yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
I thought he was going to try to
murder me.
Yeah.
But then I got like busy with school and stuff, and if I didn't answer his text like right away, he would get all snotty about it. And I'm like, you just want a possession. You don't want.
Ew. What's a red flag?
And I'm like, get a blow up doll.
A cape of red flags. No, thank you.
Anyway, I never met up with him, and I had to block him because he kept messaging me.
Hell yeah, block away, girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, and then like right before I blocked him, he was like double and like tripling the price, and it was like a monthly allowance and stuff. It was weird.
Are you auctioning off real estate on your elbow? This is a good question. Some people fetishize.
No, my elbow.
What about your feet?
No, my elbow on the podcast. So, okay. If it's like you don't want your wife to yell at you, like I could probably do like a tasteful like collarbone neck tat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe
we
like
do want people to be
like a shoulder.
See what's happening. Yeah, shoulder would be pretty good.
Yeah, if boobs are offensive to your significant other,
we want to keep relationships together.
Then get the fuck out. No.
All right. Very quickly, we're trying to be serious for 1 second. USARC. We talked about this yesterday, but I wanted to repeat it because a lot of Tennessee people are here. They're proposing a new rule to force you to put pit tags in native class 2 animals. So Tennessee native. So that would be like force you to put pit tags in baby corn snakes, force you to put pit tags in baby garter snakes. So we want to send in our comment before June 22nd to an email address on USARC's website. And then there's a public hearing on 9 a.m. On June 23rd. Please do that if you're in Tennessee, because that would be basically like they just like let corn snakes be a thing, and now they're gonna like unmake it a thing this way. So
yeah, I don't even know like how I would
auction your feet. Oh yeah, start beating off guys in the crowd.
Weird and a little gross.
All right, and then Jana, you have a show coming up.
I have a show tomorrow. Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe. It is from 10 to 5. I will be there with Mesa Terra, who does reptile jewelry, regular jewelry. She also does pronoun jewelry, like they, them. And I will be there with Hillary from Hill House Hognose. She has not produced any babies yet, but has quite a collection, going to be a future high-end hognose breeder in our area, which is desperately needed. Anyway, we will be there all day. My kid will be there selling a menagerie of stuffed creatures. She went real crazy this last time picking stuff out. There's kimono dragons and glittery sequin turtles.
Dragons?
What?
Did you say kimono dragons?
Komodo dragons. I
Right.
totally said kimono, but it is
Yeah,
kimono.
that would be different and up my alley. So, Jube Jube, since you're here and you do Roni's collectibles,
Yeah. Everyone should know that name by now because I'm so rude under it. I saved Jube Jube for the like professionalism, and then Roni's is like the thing that makes me money, but it's my unprofessional account.
That's like, this is my unprofessional like Friday night Jana account, and now I have like a unprofessional professional Facebook account, but all my other stuff is like buttoned up professional, slightly more classy Jana.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I could make a Jube Jube one. Like I've had people be like, why don't you just make one? And it's because I don't remember my password, and then the email address that I used for the password doesn't exist anymore. So if I were to log out,
you're effed in the A.
Yeah, I'd have to like create a whole new thing, and like I don't know, I'm just lazy.
You know that you could go into your settings and look at your own password, right? Or change your email recovery information while you're logged in so that you're not shit creek later.
I actually didn't know that.
Go into your settings.
Okay. I was literally asking Jessica to make me things for my Instagram earlier.
So. Yeah, go into your settings and you can change your email, your recovery email. You can get recovery codes. You can change your password or just look at your password. It's all in there under the settings. You just have to navigate through a couple of tabs.
All right.
In settings.
I'll have to go
I'll walk you through it later via video messaging.
Yes. And then maybe I can finally make a Jube Jube one. But then everyone's going to know like how messed up I am. The professionalism's going to go right out the window.
I think we did that.
It's already gone here, so it's fine.
Sorry. We just totally ruined your street cred.
Mm-hmm. It's gone.
We're supposed to be like...
Maybe you'll get less crunchy snake help
pictures.
Me pleases.
Right.
No, because then I'll start getting weird other messages.
Like the dick pic covered in ramen noodles.
And that's not the worst.
Would it get like taken down or flagged if we put that up on the screen?
Yeah.
Dang it. What if I like blurred?
If you artistically rendered it on Windows Paint, I think that would be acceptable. And that would be
I
pretty
just feel
funny.
like everyone needs to see this one because it was just really next level trying, you know? Ew. I probably should have sent him some gratuitous boob shots for that creativity, but I didn't.
No, you don't have to leave crumbs for the...
No.
So Honeybee Art says, if you want to be a sugar baby, just sign up with the Sugar Baby service. They exist, and lots of girls put themselves through college that way. So yeah, there's even like a TV show regarding that site, and you absolutely can do that. But they want like 18-year-olds that are like 90 pounds with double D boobs that can fly in every weekend and service them. And I have 3 kids.
They want old people too. Okay.
I don't think that's true. I don't think so. I don't think that they want a 36, almost 37, 190 pound mom of 3.
No, they do. You're hotter than most of those 19-year-olds, so fuck them.
I'm more fun than they are. And much more experienced. Experience is worth a lot, people.
Older women know here. I always say that. Older women, we know. We know what's up.
I am just 3 small years away from becoming obsolete and non-existent. In the United States society, women between the ages of, well, really any age after 40.
Yeah, according to Leonardo DiCaprio, we're all already obsolete, so I don't know.
Like, they literally don't see you. There's a sitcom that talks about it, and she's like asks someone for like, oh, where's the aisle for this? And they like don't even acknowledge that she's speaking or that she's there. And then some like 21-year-old with her boobs out is like, where can I get some gum? And he's like, oh, let me get that for you. And the other lady's just like standing there like, what the fuck just happened? It's true though.
We're not obsolete. I refuse to accept that. I think that we're super sexual. We're hot as fuck.
I am 100% down for sister wifing it up. I don't know why more people do not do that. Can you imagine if you had like your best girlfriend helping you raise your fucking kids and helping you clean your house and feed snakes and all the things?
Don't hit me up to do anything with your
You're like, whatever, bitch, I'm the work wife and you're the stay-at-home clean bitch.
Yeah, no, I'll like help with snakes. They're fine, but count me out of kids. No thanks.
Oh, right. Oh, I forgot about the kid thing. Also, like, I'm not into the whole like sister wife where you like each have your own bedroom and you switch and take turns. If
I'm
it's
trying to
gonna
not
be
vomit in my own mouth because I don't like where they all like line up and kiss they line up in order of wife and they kiss the husband
wife
and then he
1,
picks
2,
number
3.
17.
No, I just mean like
today.
I don't mean that kind of sister wife. I mean like
a hippie commune. You want
a
a
hippie
commune.
commune, everybody in the
Let's be
same bed, everybody loves everybody. It's a triangle. It's not. What shape is that?
Look, I was gonna say, who's the husband in this situation? Because like Jessica and I are the only ones that. Sorry, Jana, we're the only ones that are married.
No. I'd have to join.
Currently,
I'd have to join a twosome or create another 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
It could work. I'm just saying. My mind is open.
All right.
Okay, that was really good. We enjoyed that. Thank you.
We could have 7 kids. I think.
All right. So
Lori,
if you want to join a hippie commune with Jana and an unknown number of other polyamorous-minded individuals with various kinks, please message ASM Royal Tales at any time.
Wait. We should put like a financial value on this and then donate it to USR. Like how much are people willing to pay to be in a hippie commune with Jana?
Oh my God.
Listen, if I moved in with Lori and Roger, we would literally have a child every year for 7 years.
That's actually like pretty convenient and interesting.
Yeah, that we would really look like those like super religious. Nothing against religious people. You do you, I do me, but we would really look like that to other people.
The quiverfuls.
It would look like that, like one every year. We'd be on like a Bones episode and she'd be like, your cranium doesn't match.
I would honestly like feel so bad for your lower regions at that point.
After
Well,
7?
right out. It's easy.
7 kids after 3, so because you have 3 already, so it'd be no math. That would be 10. Hard. Yeah, no, that seems aggressive. No, thank you.
Shop's closed, Lori. Your shop's closed too. You just got a remodel done, so don't be messing up that paint job.
Good.
Lori,
you were raised LDS? Nuh-uh. Shut the front door. I was too. We need to speak.
Yeah.
I did not. How did I not know that? That's freaking hilarious.
All right. In other news, after that,
whatever that was.
Whatever that was.
I got feedback a couple weeks ago that Eric Ivans seated a smaller mesh under the bolts of a custom reptile habitats mesh, so he didn't have to like silicone it to the outside. He was able to seat like a thin mesh in between the bolt and the thicker mesh, so you could like have like a transition phase if you wanted.
I got a dip. DHL.
Okay. All right, yeah, good. So that I wanted to bring it up because we talked about it a bunch and that cage type, but if you wanted to like reduce the diameter of those sizes, you could do that easily and then undo it later without like making a mess with silicone.
Oh yeah, because the screws are what's holding it down.
Right. So you can like take the screws off, put like screen, and
That's
there's
awesome.
enough like distance for
and who gave us that fix? Was it the company?
Nope. Eric Ivans, a listener, chimed in, was like, I did it and it worked. He put like some sort, I don't know if it was some sort of small arboreal gecko, so like teeny tiny. So he needed it to be like really small.
Yeah.
But he still wanted the airflow and the light for the plants. So I was like, good tip. Thank you for chiming in.
Pro tip. Roger says he won the spin again. Yeah, I mean, like, if we're both Mormon, it's totally sister wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 7 kids. We're hitting all the boxes. Look at what we did. It's awesome. Can you imagine
right.
7 freaking kids? Well, I'm the youngest of 9, so I guess I can imagine it.
Yeah, you were there.
I wanted 6. Can you believe that?
I don't know what I can believe about you anymore, Jana.
Oh,
All right, let's talk about what happened yesterday.
think
Since
I've
it's been
unsettled
40
Jessica.
minutes. I just feel like we're a little off topic.
I thought today was supposed to be fun and off topic.
We were supposed to review what happened yesterday. We're doing great. Keep going, Jana. I'll just have to keep this show on the road.
This is why I can't go on guest shows, because I have no Jessica to reel me in when I go off.
You do better on other people's shows, I think, because you're reeled in naturally.
This is supposed to be fun today, Jessica. Okay.
Yeah, loosen up.
I just want to read what
just wants to get through our ship first. Unclench, Jessica.
Nuts.
Shots.
Okay.
All right. I'm
gonna
mute Jana here. No, I won't mute Jana.
You can kick me out. It's fine.
No.
If you kick Jana out, you'll have to kick me out too. I have camaraderie. Oh no!
She kicked herself out.
Oh, she kicked herself out.
I don't mean to kick you out. I think the caffeine is hitting. Just let me talk about what we did yesterday, and then you can go nuts, so people can leave or whatever if they're bored.
So they can just leave.
So people can just judge us.
Oh, God, I don't know. You're like, I only want to do 20 minutes.
This is not going to be 20 minutes, okay?
It's already 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be 2 hours.
It's gonna be like,
and then I'm going to have to dip out. But yeah, it's not going to be no short. We're incapable of doing less than 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Physically incapable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But we didn't.
Marshall, how many kids do you have? Do you have 3? Anyway, sorry.
Okay. So the commissioners yesterday decided not to vote on the whitelist rule, even though they had the draft rules, and they had previously said they wanted to vote on it. So I would call that a win. They did not actually vote on it.
Tom Crutchfield was wild on there.
He's like, I'm getting ready to settle in for a 2-hour discussion of my life history.
It's like when you have to get a snack and settle in at your grandpa's feet, and not that he could be my grandpa, but just like that memory of like settling in, and there's just
he could be.
They're not in a hurry to tell their story. Yeah, well, my parents
he could be your father.
Late 70s. Yeah. My parents are in their late 70s, so I don't.
Shit, I forget how old we are. Sorry.
We're really fucking old. My parents. I think my dad just turned 75. He did just turn 75. Anyway. Not the point. This is an excellent recap.
Okay, Jessica, continue.
So the audio only people talk. Andrew Heckler said Tom Crutchfield was hushed, and people whined about bears. Good recap. Yeah, that is pretty much it. But the point is, like, they didn't vote on anything, and so, for some reason Jenna, are you okay?
No.
Okay. They kept referring to the colonel, and I can't remember his name. Colonel Young, and I didn't realize all the FWC officers had military titles. Not all police units do. Some of them do, but it was very distracting to me. And then he had like that military fade. So I was like getting triggered a little bit looking at him when he was talking earlier. And then Colonel Young also, I'm reading off of USARC Florida's Instagram post, which I think is the best consolidation of what happened. This is not the best consolidation of what happened because we're at minute 43. This is the
worst consolidation of what happened.
They felt like they were encouraging conversations with him after the meeting that we did not get to see, that they thought like he would maybe work with them, and he actually promised to come to the next non-native species tag meeting, which the other two hadn't come to in years. So that's pretty good. Colonel Young, and the beginning part where he was talking, he was like, we promise not to euthanize any more animals until we establish better training protocols, and maybe just protocols. So that was good. Did you mute yourself? You don't have to mute yourself.
I did that earlier, actually, when I came back from DHL and I was talking and I'm like, oh.
Oops. So They did say that, but they didn't say that. They were very imprecise in their language intentionally. They basically were like, we're not going to euthanize any more animals till everybody's had training.
Right, that's what they said. They didn't say they'll never do it again. Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's a weird situation, and then they'll have to use their best judgment. So basically, they're not going to change anything.
Well, I guess the answer is record everything still. If you're at a reptile show, if they come to your house to do an inspection, if anything happens, continue to record so that if they start euthanizing things again in any way, we have evidence of it. You know what I'm
saying? George Beckett says that he was wondering if they didn't do it publicly just so they could do it privately later and then just announce it. I'm sure that's exactly what they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, Barretto's a dick, and he doesn't seem receptive to anything, and he was very contrarian, and there's a lot of spicy moments in the live, which I might clip out the spiciest, like 3 or 4, where he just got, like... Also, his favorite catchphrase is to get his hands around something, so I think we need a t-shirt that's like, let's get our hands.
Let's get our hands around this
FWC.
Python boa.
He said that at least 5 times yesterday. He doesn't know anything else but that catchphrase and the word python, which they refer to all pythons like together as a collective somehow.
We should totally have him with his hands around like a snake neck.
Or your hands around his neck.
Let's put his hands around a kitten.
Honestly, the saddest thing, though, is that if someone went up to the podium and even had like a ball python and asked the majority of the members, what species is this? I bet you they wouldn't be able to say. That's how little reptile knowledge they have.
Well, and he's like, oh, we haven't killed anybody's animals in a really long time, years. And he's like, what about last week? And he's like, I have no knowledge of that.
Right.
But I read
if
it
you
on
don't
your
know
website,
about it, then no animals have died. Wink.
But it's posted to your website. I don't agree. Fake news.
Right. It was very strange. Like that was probably like the best, the sauciest back and forth was between Daniel, because Daniel was a little fired up, Daniel Parker, is he the president or vice president of USARK Florida? I think Elizabeth's the president.
I was pretty happy with USARK's representation and what they said, and I thought that was very well done, even though they weren't even given 2 minutes to speak. They were cut off at like 1:30.
Well, they went down from 3 minutes to 2. So yeah, everyone lost a minute.
No, I mean, like, they didn't even give them the 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a different set of time for every single person. Like one person would go up there and actually be saying something relevant, and then they would just be like, all right, time, like you need to hurry up. And then another person would be up there like talking about just shit that doesn't even matter.
5 minutes later, they're still not cutting them off.
You're like, cool.
Well, yeah, if you suck up to the Barretto and you're talking to them and they're asking you questions, Barretto and the other commissioners can extend your session as long as they want. But you can watch the light change. So they never extended a reptile keeper session by asking them questions. Is why it felt different. So that's why, bear people were 5 minutes and reptile people were 1 minute. They should not have made the.
Why were they at the same meeting?
Well, they're always like that. They're always different topics, and they have are you here to complain about anything ever? 3 hours at the end, but they should have given this topic its own 1 hour comment period dedicated to it.
You know why they didn't? Because they don't care.
But I don't think they care about the bears either, and they got 5 minutes.
No, they don't care about that either, but it's less maybe it's less controversial. I'm not sure, but because
it's less sensationalized because it's from 10 years ago.
Yeah, there was such a public outcry about from the reptile community about the snakes being euthanized.
Yeah, what's funny is that they were like, it had a little bit of local media coverage.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bear thing.
No, I'm talking about, they said that about the massacre.
I know, but the bear thing also got international media coverage because they instituted a bear season when they weren't supposed to and shot a bunch of bears, and then everybody was mad at them. So half the people I was muting were complaining to them about asking them not to have a bear season when they didn't think the bear numbers supported a sustainable harvest. I muted that stuff, but that's like another thing they were fucking up.
Did we actually look at if the bears are overpopulated? Do they even need culled?
Sometimes they don't need to be called, but people want them to be called because people don't like having bears in their trash. And people
I don't like having people near me. Should they be culled?
It just depends on like how you like an agency wants to control. Do they want to trap and release, or do they want to euthanize a percent, or do they want to have like institutional hunts to get the density down in very public areas or areas that are near, suburban areas where people are more likely to complain about it? Because obviously people in rural areas are used to, I don't know, like herds lumbering through their backyard. So there were people that were complaining about the bear hunt specifically because they didn't think the bag limit. Do you want to read that?
I do. Honeybee Art said that people keep saying there's a conflict of interest with FWC and someone who works there being part of property development, and they want us to explain why that's a conflict of interest. So if you are a land developer and it behooves you to kill a swamp area and all the native species there and all of the wildlife that can only live in that one area of Florida, and you're like, that's okay, we're developing commerce because your company got the bid to build whatever development or storefront or tourist activity that you're replacing that natural environment with, and then you're turning around and saying, we got to kill all the captive bred boas and tegus and everything because you feel like it, is a conflict of interest. So like when it benefits them commercially, they don't fucking give two shits about destroying habitats and ecology and native endangered species. But when it comes to reptiles we keep in our home that affect them not at all, oh, that's bad news bears. Oh, right. The wildlife. Oh, the native species. Oh, the risks.
Yeah, right. I mean, coffee had no land or whatever in that way. Coffee is just a
really sad,
fortunate byproduct of just like mishandling their own execution of their own rules, basically, because he could have been amnestied or grandfathered technically.
Yeah, I mean that's a thing everywhere. Like even here in like Ontario, Canada, we have our Doug Ford. He is trying to basically build on the green belt right now, which is really awesome. And there's a whole bunch of protected species and all that stuff. So, I mean, like, welcome to capitalism, right? If they can make money, nothing else matters.
So why can't they just like tax us or something so they get their piece? Why do they have to exterminate us and our literal physical animals? Like it just feels really personal and really like malicious targeting. When
to me it feels like a convenient scapegoat, not anything else. Like obviously land development, habitat destruction is the most
harmful
thing to living things ever, because it takes every species out of the ecosystem, not titrates the balance slightly. But invasive species are flashy and exciting because they're like this big scary snake. So they got a lot of funding.
I was just gonna say, is this the funding thing we talked about?
To FWC just for berm and iguana removal. Just for that. So the more they play up how bad it is, the more they put it in the public psyche through news that this is like a crisis and this is why everything is shit in Florida. Not global warming, not bad politics, not bad execution of laws that already are on the books, and not development. It's just like if we just got rid of some iguanas, everything would be solved, because it's like
but we're not going to issue any permits to catch them. Don't worry.
Right, but they want more funding. They got line items of millions of dollars.
So what are they doing with their funding? Are they going on like business retreats with that funding?
We'll never know. That's the fun thing, right? We'll never
golden toilets.
We'll never know where the money's going,
because like they're way understaffed, so they're not using it for staffing. I don't understand where they would be using it to help eliminate the problems of invasive species, because they're not allowing anybody to collect them. They're not paying anyone to collect them. the people who want to collect them are trying to do it on their own time and their own cost. So where is this money
Well, they
going?
pay some people, like their buddies or whatever, the ones that have the permits. Like there's 15 iguana permits or something in South Florida.
So if they say the word iguana while they're golfing, can they use funds
to hit it
pay for
with
their
a golf
golfing?
ball?
Probably.
They got a permit. I don't know. It's just like
They're probably all at Mar-a-Lago and they're just drinking their booze, having a great time.
my problem is like they know the iguana issue is almost intractable because like half the neighborhood always likes iguanas and half the neighborhood doesn't. So they know that. So they're like, just everybody leave them alone, and they just become a worse problem. But then
they're really mean.
Iguanas, just leave them alone.
They chase you even if you leave them alone. I vividly remember this, and this was like, I can't say how many years ago because that makes me feel so old. 20 years ago, there was like, you would see them like one a day. I lived in Boca Raton, and I would ride my bike to school. Anyway, and you would see like one or two a day. So they were like around way back then, and they were mean. They would chase you.
See, we don't have that problem in Canada because it's cold here. So we have
once again Canada doing it right.
We have nothing that makes us sad. We have garter snakes and they're so cute.
I want to get back into garter snakes. I think I'm ready.
They're like they all live together in little happy families.
They're so cute. Oh my gosh, I love garter snakes.
All right, back to the topic at hand.
All right, so that was most of it. So like it wasn't perfect. A lot of things got deferred, which is better than not deferred and just passed immediately. Hopefully option 3 comes up. We will continue to watch and stalk them for news and keep them accountable. Based on like the picture of the number of people who attended, probably 10% of the reptile people who showed up to speak were not able to speak, in my opinion. Looks like there's like 80 to 90 people around, 40 people. I don't know. I can't count. But we're going to move on. Keep donating to USARK. Jana's boots are still on the line. I think our bid is up to $150.
You may want to
Can we hear
expound on that?
$175.
I think we need to address the one elephant in the room, which was the invasive cats comment. Can we just appreciate
that? Was my favorite speaker.
We're gonna go hunt mittens in the Everglades. Because seriously, I've been saying this for years.
I hope USARK scoops him up because he was adorable.
Cats are
Is that the aquarium guy?
No, that he was like a private citizen. He was like, I'm just a private citizen. I'm a reptile owner. I don't breed. I'm not involved with any of the national agencies. He's like, I'm just here as a concerned citizen that you're going to come kill all my pets. And if you're going to come kill all my pets, then, you know, like he started listing all the figures about mittens, kittens, and dogs. And he's like, can I have a permit to shoot mittens?
Well, technically you can shoot feral cats or dogs on your land, period, without a permit. So you don't need a permit.
Cats kill so many songbirds. Like
that's what he said, that they had
pure cats
killed off so many native species of birds. He was like, they're a bigger threat to native Floridian birds than any other species in Florida.
100%. But that's the thing, right? This is the perception, because if we were to all go and say, oh, well, you know, the cats need to be trapped and euthanized, the public outcry for that would be insane. But you say that for snakes and people are like, yeah, like fuck snakes. It's the difference between
PR.
It's the cute fuzzy thing versus like the non-traditional animal, essentially.
The gross, slimy, scary, creepy thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's always going to be that way with cats. So I think it is a good point, but it doesn't. But what I'm saying is, you're never going to get the snakes out of.
Oh, Jess,
we just lost your audio.
You're gone. We can't hear you.
My button fell out. Sorry, guys.
Our button fell out. I hate when that happens.
The snakes that are already in the wild will never be removed, period, end of story. So they are trying to stop new ones, but they already have stopped all new ones with the conditional species permit program because it was so strict. So all problems have been solved. They're just like seeing problems and then assigning more guilt to that because they don't want to worry about other things. In this like current administration by the current director of the FWC.
Is anyone going to comment on that?
Oh, Will.
I'm like, it's up on the screen. What are we doing?
You won, right? I don't even remember.
Yeah, and who is that coming from?
1 second. Sorry, very distracted as always.
Yeah, we're talking about murdering cats. I mean,
I like cats, and
how much more fun does it get?
I like domestic cats.
It's from
I definitely
Studio
don't like
Cold
feral
Blood, Will.
cats.
I like-
I was talking over you. You need to say it again.
Studio Cold Blood, Will. Please message them. Thank you for bidding and winning. What a bargain. My problem with feral cats is that they're usually not actually that feral. They're like colonies that are semi-feral, semi-maintained by some number of people. And so people are like, we need to do TNRs programs, and those don't really work because they can't really be rehomed. So that's its own problem anyway. But the current exotic and invasive, which that's two different things, colonies that exist in Florida of wild things will probably always be there unless you spent trillions of dollars. So that is the way Florida is now forever. Sorry.
Yep. And so much like manpower to go out there and hunt invasive species. Like this
is the way it is. It's fine now.
And some other people were saying that if you hand out the permits, the reptile industry will fucking be out there in droves for free as long as you let them keep what they catch and export it out of state.
Yeah, but then they also made one of the people made a really valid point, and they came up and they said, like, but you guys are so bad at differentiating species. How do we know that you're, just killing invasive species as opposed to native species? Because
they're sucky at it. But if they let the reptile community have the licensure to go out and do it, then voila, problem at least curbed.
Does anybody remember a long time ago in the chat that the Pennsylvania DNR was doing like a sting? They were like, we're going to get these stupid reptile keepers. And so they went to Hamburg, actually, and they were looking for people selling native snakes and issuing like citations and taking natives. But they were looking for black rat snakes, basically, baby black rat snakes, which look like the rest of Pantherophis
so many
when they're babies.
Yes.
So they were citing people for Texas rat snakes and corn
Mexican black
snakes that were dark. Yeah. So like this happened a long time ago, but it was like the most hilarious display of like somebody in the office was like, I bet they're selling natives, a bunch of natives. Go down there and book them, Carl.
Were any of them really selling natives, or were they just literally like finding people for the wrong species?
So like this has been going on for a long time that they cannot ID even their own species native to their state when there are 10 of them or whatever.
This is what I'm saying.
Like literally, why can't you print out like a pictogram?
that would be too much work.
I can't say that I can identify shit. So but I could print out and make an educated, if it's labeled Mexican black king snake and it's not looking like what you have, like I can do that, and I'm pretty.
I don't know if you put like an MBK and like a melanistic Leonis and a melanistic gray band king, I could probably tell the MBK after looking at him for a while, or like a black milk. They all kind of look the same from a distance, though. They all become perfectly black. So you're like, oh, fuck all if I know, with the morph included. So like, and then I did ichthyology twice because I'm a fucking super nerd. And some of the fish you actually have to dissect to determine species down to like species level. Like just looking at them, you do not know the species. You actually have to take them apart and pull like their like pharyngeal jawbones and like count the number of teeth out.
That's actually cool. True. That's true in lines of fancy goldfish too, because I used to breed fancy goldfish.
Yeah, so they have fuck all no ability to enforce a whitelist in fish. Period. End of story. Unless
It's
they
like a
do
blanket free for all to do whatever the
genus
fuck
or
they
family
want.
level or something really high up.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. It did suck ass. We'll keep watching it. I'm glad we did it, but we need to talk about this most important topic that is totally not related, but happened this week also. There's David. It's David.
Wait, I didn't even see this. What is this?
It's the Gold Standard Gecko Club. I thought Jupiter would be good at that because they have goldfish clubs. I don't know if you ever joined one.
I did, and I used to go to fish shows. There was a really cute one called Oktoberfish.
Yeah, so this is like the fish show version for geckos.
Oh wow!
He's starting a club where you can submit your gecko, and they haven't written the standards, the breed standards for the types yet. I'm assuming they'll get a council of gecko elders to do that.
Gecko elders. Ooh, I wish I could be a gecko
Who knows?
elder. That sounds official.
He has a little promo video. I didn't put it in the show notes yet, but if you want to check it out, but it's like the Gold Standard Gecko Club, but it's not associated with a breed registry, so it's more like the fish version, not the dog version. But it has a, rules and regs, and the rules call for not infected with contagious diseases.
Yay!
We love that.
The reptile industry has that. Cool.
Wow. So to go to the show and get your gecko, determine if it gets a gold star or whatever, it has to be not infected, appropriate containers, inspected by a vet beforehand. We don't know the standard yet, but they have to be they're anonymous. So they're taken there and they're anonymized, so you don't like the gecko based on who submitted it. I'll just read it instead of like showing it because it's all really white. So I thought that was interesting because a lot of people like snakes or lizards or more because of who's selling it, not because of the quality of the animal. Do we want to discuss that idea?
I think that's true. There's always personal bias, especially with everything, but especially if you're friends with the person or whatever. Like,
look who it is. Sorry.
What?
Whoa!
Hi.
Do they want to come on?
Yeah, you can come on if you want.
Get on in.
Get on in here.
Get on in here.
Oh, well, I can send it to their Instagram, I guess. I'm doing it, whether they say
Yeah,
they
if you
want
to
or
come
not.
on, we were just talking about you, just doing a little wrap up. But if you want to come on to chit chat, we would love to have you. Please.
That would be
so for even 5 minutes, just to say like how you're doing today, how you're feeling.
But we're like, woo! US ARC in the comments.
We're like famous today.
Yay! And I get to be here sharing this special moment with
My
you.
husband is. I'm gonna shave off his mustache tonight while he's sleeping.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
I hate it so bad. I'm gonna name it. I'm like, can I not have this thing in between our marriage right now?
It makes him like a predator.
Oh my god!
From the 70s. Like a 70s predator newscaster man.
It's because
do you guys have like one of the like the white minivan like I drive? I could let you borrow mine because it would complete the look.
Jana, do you have a white caravan? So do I.
It is.
They said thanks for watching the meeting. A lot of your analysis is right on. Thank you. I'm sorry we're a bunch of degenerates though. We're trying to be helpful.
We are. Yeah, we're the worst. Sorry about that. US ARC.
But if you want to we probably didn't talk too much. So you could probably clip the clips off of the live yesterday. I didn't go back through and do chapters yet because it's a lot.
We need to auction off his mustache removal.
Agreed.
He's like grown fond of it like a pet. I'm like, stop.
Just auction everything for US ARC at this point. Whatever can be auctioned needs to be auctioned.
That's true. Chris, how much would it cost to shave that puppy off? He's not listening to me.
Or he's choosing to not listen.
I'm trying to be professional because US ARC is
yeah, now
so many dirty comments. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I feel bad because US ARC has just been watching this and we suck.
I know.
Like,
oh Lord.
Honestly,
we're not normally degenerates. They probably know that.
No,
yes,
you
we are.
Like all of us are. Call a spade a spade. Like
play a not degenerate in my real life.
So is this the real Jana or is the non-degenerate the real Jana?
No, this is totally the real Jana.
Okay.
You have unleashed her on the world. Maybe you should apologize for that.
I have like professional Caila, and then I have like.
Artie's driving, so let's make small talk. Yeah, no rush. Don't die, please. We need you. Take it easy.
We badly need you. What happens in Florida cascades to the rest of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that it ended with like we're talking about it like
oh man. For the audio only. The degeneracy is why I watch. You are always degenerates.
Yeah, see, like just own it.
It's why we watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know this is recorded and available to the public, right? I didn't know that.
On multiple platforms too. So people in
Jessica lied to me.
Australia.
She tricked me into doing this. I thought this was just for fun and no one was actually watching.
Yeah, this is why I came on. I was like, oh yeah, guys, like I'll just come on today, no problem. And you guys are like, yeah, this is gonna be so casual. Now like US ARC is here and I'm like, oh God.
Right, I thought it was gonna be casual. No, I'm glad they're here. They did a lot yesterday, so I think they were sleepy tired. So whatever they want to contribute here.
And remind me the president, her name of
Catherine?
US Florida. What?
Catherine?
Catherine. Oh my gosh.
Am I making that up?
Killed it.
Yeah, she killed it twice.
I was like,
I
twice. Need to be your friend. You are like fierce.
Mm-hmm.
She just was like, I'm just gonna say my piece, and you guys can interrupt me all you want. I don't know. I would not want to go toe to toe with her.
Right. Maybe we should go to Daytona just to like, I don't know, shake hands, kiss babies with people. That would be why I would want to go. You know.
I'd want to go to herp all the invasive species.
Illegal, banned, Janice in jail.
But
right away.
I didn't mean like keep them. I just mean that you can't fail at herping when you're in Florida.
Jana,
oh yeah.
What about mittens? Are you going to get mittens too?
Yeah. Mittens. Earl's gotta die. Dunna, no. Yeah, no. Feral cats. I am pro shooting feral cats on your property.
Oh, Elizabeth? I just mix up my queens. I'm sorry.
Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, that is such a queen name.
So is Catherine the Great of Russia. That was my. I think I'm retarded. I'm so sorry.
She had a very regal name. We knew that. I don't remember what we were talking. Oh yeah. So this catch, spay, neuter, release. That's pretty cool too. I know in my area though, you have to be like on a waiting list, and it's
to get neutered.
To like get the.
My husband needs neutered with that mustache. I ain't breeding with
that. You have
that.
to like wait in line to get the trapper doohickey, the cages that trap, the humane traps. What are they called?
Oh, you can't just go buy them at Tractor Supply for $40 like you can. There's humane traps on Tractor Supply.
Yeah, like you could, but if you want them to like provide one, I don't know if they'll let you just bring in any. I think you have to have their traps, and so that then you're on the list, if that makes sense. Because if anybody could trap anything and just bring it in, they'd get overrun.
If people are here that are TNR fans, I am not really a TNR fan, although I get it. Like I like cats a lot.
It's better than nothing, but
yeah, it's better than nothing. But actually, like actual removal is better than TNRs. But nobody can afford to do actual removal. No one can barely afford to do TNRs.
Yep.
So it's like
that's what I mean. It's like a seriously underfunded project. So there's like waiting lists to get on the list.
My dream is all the cats come to my house and they live in it.
Oh, she's gonna totally have you one of those.
Trap and release, you're just taking them, spaying them, and putting them back. So
right.
You're doing ecological damage. It like, sure, in the long run, over a period of time, it'll decrease the population, but
like, they're still eating all the native birds.
The hope is it helps over time, but actually, like, it ends up like making the colony sometimes stronger because the colony still needs to be fed and taken care of because somebody bothered to like do medical procedure on it. So they do, but then there's like outskirt cats that come to the food and then breed in that area anyway. So they're like, unless everyone does TNR together, the problem doesn't solve. It just sort of like the burden of that region gets bigger and bigger as the amount of TNR cats goes up. But if you're on your private land and you see a feral cat come in and start living in your barn and you know it's too mean to come inside, yeah, TNR that thing and make it your like barn cat and then take care of it for the duration of its life as best you can, because you know you can't bring it inside and tame it down.
Or just like humanely euthanize.
Yes. Or
So a bunch of people are yelling in the comments that there isn't a waiting list. Are you guys local to my county? Speak up if you are. Yeah, my sister, she lives in New Mexico, Roswell, New Mexico, where the aliens are. And they have a really big feral cat problem. And of course, her kids were like always bringing home baby kittens. And they always had kittens repopulating in their backyard. And there'd be like 10 or 15. And they'd box them up and take them in for the spay neuter thing and bring them back. And then, you know, they'd all like slowly die off because they don't live a full cat life. They live like 2 or 3 years. And then, you know, it'll be a year later and she'll be talking about all the feral cats in her backyard again. And I'm like, I thought you dealt with that. So like, even though they died off or whatever, like more just moved in, or, you know, her kids were collecting them and releasing them in the backyard. But still, like she just always has cats in her backyard, yet she's never intentionally gotten a pet cat.
I think that people need to remove emotion from a lot of the stuff that
Absolutely
happens. I'm very much like I'm always a middle sitter on everything because I just try to remove emotion from it. And I'm like, look, what's beneficial, what's not beneficial, make the best decision. Instead of being like, oh, it's so cute, it's so fluffy, it should live. Like, just remove emotion from it. I don't know. Maybe that's being heartless.
I don't know. And some cats are young enough when you pull them, you don't need to TNR them. Obviously, those ones get placed, fostered and placed. And then some cats were like somebody's pet before and you can tell. So those ones can be placed. It's just, do we have enough money to TNR the whole world? And I know, Honeybee, I love you, but I don't know if there's enough. It will reduce the number of kittens in that area for sure. But can it save the entire U.S.? Do we have enough money, goodwill, people? I don't know. So maybe some of them don't need to be TNR'd. Some of them should be humanely euthanized.
You know, she's screaming at her screen right now.
I know, girlfriend. We
love you.
I love cats. I try to catch feral ones.
She bottle raised an entire litter.
Yes, and when my husband dies, I'm gonna start fostering like found kittens.
Yeah, she is, guys, I'm serious. She was like giggling happy to wake up and feed baby kittens while 9 months fucking pregnant.
I loved them. I love them so much, and I would want to help too.
That is not my
I
idea
just don't
of
think there's enough
nesting.
money in the world to help cats without some humane euthanasia. In my opinion,
I agree.
Yeah,
we're all in agreement. I'm probably the strongest on this. I'm like, just euthanize, but that's gonna make some people mad. It is what it is.
Yeah, if we went into euthanasia,
she's not screaming. We do love you. Yeah, if they're friendly, of course they should be placed, and they're not. And even the FIV positives can be placed.
I am like crazy passionate about rescues having a higher standard of what they work to save. In regards to reptiles, I think that there are a lot of rescues that take any animal and try to nurse it back to health without regard for if that animal can have a good life. Some of them are so far gone that the most humane thing to do is to end their suffering, not to drag it out for a few more years because we feel better about ourselves. Like, I don't find that humane. And so it's very frustrating to me to watch rescues bring in all kinds of animals that are missing limbs and so dehydrated that they're flat, you know, like it's just, or they have MBD so badly that they can't walk or they can't step up on the edge of their food dish to eat, you know, like they have to be hand fed. And it's like those kinds of animals.
Well, let's talk about Darian since he's our new king.
Just cut me off.
No, I'm just he the reason why I bought Morph Market was to make a better rescue network, because it used to be when you went to doobie.com you had the like animals for adoption, animals for sale, now it goes straight to Morph Market. So I think that's why I bought it. I mean, Darren, if you want to come on, you
are welcome
say
on the
for
Hold Back
yourself
Rat.
why you think that. And I think some of the positioning he's done has been about like recontextualizing and prioritizing rescues in the Morph Market ecosystem.
Yeah. If you want to read that, go ahead.
I clicked on the wrong one.
Okay. Yeah. I was just gonna say, I talked about this on Jube a little bit, and I got a lot of negative feedback. But I did a whole video segment on people rescuing like ball pythons and stuff, and I get so many people messaging me that have rescued the snake and they have no idea how to care for it, and I'm like, you're not rescuing it if you are taking it from one bad situation and you're putting it into another terrible situation.
Or another well-meaning, uneducated position.
Exactly. And I'm like, look, if you don't have fun, like you have to have funds for veterinary care. It is what it is.
Oh yeah. Or was it you who posted? It was like, I'm a rescue. I just got it from a bad one, but I need money for everything to take care of it now that I've rescued it, and I could not actually do it unless you all give me $20 right now.
Yeah, and the amount of people that I get messages
was that? I'll find it.
Sorry. They ask me to like post up their GoFundMes and stuff like that, and I don't like doing it because I said it sets a precedent that if you bring an animal home that you're not ready to care for, then other people are going to pay your way. Like,
it enables your rescue. If you're going to be a rescue and you're going to take that on, you need to have some sort of funding in place or private funds, right. Or you need to be footing the bill because you're accepting that responsibility of a rescued animal. And if you don't have the knowledge and the financial means to rehabilitate and rehome that animal, then like you said, that's not a rescue situation. That's
double
pot
rescue.
Kettle.
Yes. Right. And you
out of the frying pan into the fire.
You have to be able to make the call to when the animal is to a point where you just need to euthanize. And again, this is where I say I wasn't even directing like emotion at honeybee or anything like that. I utilize that for everything. Yep. Put emotion aside, look at the actual situation that's taking place in front of you and make a call on what's best for that animal. Like if I get someone who sends me a message with a snake, it's got a respiratory infection so bad and it's just emaciated and like, you know, that's a long road. Are you ready to you know, travel down it? Or would you rather just humanely end its suffering? Like, you know?
Well, and then if you're also having a standard of acceptance level that doesn't get euthanized, you're able to offer them much better veterinary care and individual care because you're not trying to bring someone back from the brink of death.
Yeah.
And so you can focus on rehabilitating the animals that are savable.
Sorry, Jana. Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Yay.
Look, we're famous now.
Well, I'm very happy to be. I was listening to you guys while I was driving.
Oh,
You're
I'm
awesome.
sorry.
You don't need to behave any differently.
Okay,
it's nice to
maintain it.
It's nice to just be able to hang out and smile and laugh and have some fun. Things have been so heavy lately.
Oh, I bet. Especially for you guys.
So, yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling good? I mean, it was felt kind of good because they were. What are your feelings right now today? The next day.
Well, it's been a challenging month, and yesterday after the meeting, it was just kind of like a weight was lifted off a little bit, and everybody's told me to get some sleep. I still stayed up half the night talking to one of our board members, Eric Russell, who's also with ZooMed.
You can sleep next week.
Yeah. So
or never.
Yeah. Anyways, but a lot of good things happened at this meeting, and sorry, I know this is like terrible quality. I'm sitting at a gas station here along the interstate.
No, we love it.
But a lot of things happened yesterday. We we had a huge showing from animal keepers in Florida. And I should point out, it wasn't just reptile people. We really helped unite all of the animal keepers in Florida, including the fish people, the bird people, the mammal people, everybody. And they were all there. And I think that had a big impact. But I'm also getting word that some of the chairman's behavior also had an impact, that he was getting it from higher up.
Oh, good.
That he was not making the government look good, if you know what I mean.
Somebody's gonna get their
He
hands
wasn't
around
keeping
him.
the slate clean that day? Because it was a
Yeah,
clean
so-
slate and him was scribbling all over it.
So yeah, I mean, Florida Politics had an article yesterday day before about Barretto and my exchange from the meeting day before
really?
yesterday. There was a full article
Look
about it.
up.
So that,
Good.
People are kind of seeing what's going on here. It's attracted a lot of attention to it. And it was funny. I was listening to you guys say that Barretto was saying something like, treating this like it was just a local news story. It got a little bit of attention. No,
That
made me
this
so
past month
angry.
has been the worst month in FWC's history ever.
Oh, and they
They've
know
never
that.
gotten this kind of negative attention.
Oh, it got a few news articles locally. I was literally yelling at the screen. I can't imagine how you guys felt, because I am like third, fourth, fifth party to this whole experience, and I was deeply emotionally affected viewing those videos, especially even the autopsy. It was very. I don't know how you couldn't be moved by watching that, and then being in the room and them saying, "Oh, he requested that his pets be euthanized." Like, we were all screaming. I can't imagine how you guys kept your composure and kept your professionalism while still saying this is not acceptable. Like, that was amazing to me.
Well, I mean, in reality, we don't know exactly what was said. Like I said when I was speaking to Barretto, because they haven't released that section of the body cam footage to us.
Right.
So
Even
they
though
said
they
we
assured
released
us-
everything. We paid for that almost 2 weeks ago. We have to, believe it or not, for public records in Florida now, we have to pay invoices to pay for them to send us public records. So
That's insane.
I asked for the body cam footage and all documents related to this whole incident the day after it happened, April 7th. They acknowledged my request like a week later or something. They sent it. We had to pay an invoice of $200 something for the body cam that they sent us. And then I got it and I said, well, this isn't everything. We asked for all pictures, all the body cam. And the picture you can see Officer Cortagera taking where he's posing with the snake.
Mhm.
That should be part of this. That's public record. They have not sent us that photograph yet. So I sent them a follow-up email and I said, we haven't been sent all the material. There's a gap in the body cam. And they responded days later. They always respond like days or weeks later even. And they said, oh, we just found some more. So
Did they? Give
then
you
they
the
sent me
incident
another
report
invoice
at the same
for
time,
over
Jessica?
$80.
Sorry. Did they give you the incident report when they gave you the body cam footage, or separated in time?
It was sent separately, but it was all part of the same request, I
Okay.
believe. But yes,
Alright.
we have the critical incident report.
Yeah, I didn't get it, even though I requested it also.
Did
So
they
I-
make you pay for what you did get, Jessica?
No, because I didn't get certified copies or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So they wouldn't be admissible to court.
Well, sometimes I think if different people request the same material, if somebody has paid for it, they don't charge everyone for it.
Okay.
So
good.
somebody has to pay for the initial search, and then because you're paying for their staff time to locate all this stuff. So I sent that follow-up email and I said, we haven't gotten everything. We haven't gotten the body cam. We haven't gotten all the photos. And they say, oh, we have located some of the other things you requested. So paid an invoice for that for over $80. We're still waiting.
That's because
So
they
this
don't
is
want to
just
release that initial conversation with them.
Right. That's the most important part.
So damning, I'm
Right.
sure.
yeah, and why, if this story plays out exactly like they tell it, why haven't they given us the part of the body cam footage that would show that? The body cam that they've sent us starts with Chris Coffey signing the release. We're not arguing that he didn't sign the release, but he had already signed a release of ownership of those animals 14 months prior.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing I said in the meeting, is that those were your snakes. Why weren't you paying to feed them and care for them? If you seized them, why weren't you having to pay for their care?
That was very poignant too, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking also about a facility that was making hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue on snake sales before all this happened. And you're taking a big collection of large snakes that are very expensive to feed, and a father that's putting his kid through college with the income from his business and his lawn care business, and you're saying you have to care for these animals indefinitely. You can't make any money off of them, and we're not going to help pay for it. You know,
we're not going to grandfather you in or extend your time to rehome them out of state. We're not going to do anything for you, but you get to absorb that cost. Well, and then they can't even identify the difference between a python and a boa. So how are they going to tell us that those animals were not in healthy shape? None of those animals looked underfed to me.
Yeah, well, they were fed just a few days before that. I think like a week before that or something. And, you know, one point they made is that they put like over $600 in food in right before they were killed.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
So
I mean, not that that's the most important thing, but it's still just another little thing in here of like, and Bill McAdam, who was the owner of the boa, was helping to pay for those animals' food because Chris Coffey, like I said, they destroyed his life. He fought them in court, and his charges were dismissed just a few weeks before this happened. So what then? What after that? There is a legal argument to be made that at the point that the charges were dropped, that he legally owned the snakes again. But in that case, was this like some kind of double jeopardy? Was where he was in trouble again for possessing these animals that the charges were dropped for initially? It's a weird situation, but I'm very happy to report that he has legal counsel, and that Bill and Chris both have legal counsel. So they're going after FWC on this.
Good. And hopefully they send him a feed bill for that 14 months. I mean, you might as well throw that in there too. I mean, obviously there's so many other things that they need to be compensated for, and that need to be restitution needs to be made. But on top of it, $600 to feed your snakes that aren't your snakes. I'd be charging care and upkeep. I'd be charging for food. I mean, he needs to make an inventory and add that to his suit, because he's absolutely, if they're going to state that they were theirs, he's absolutely entitled to request that they pay him for caring for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think what he was trying to indicate to them was not that the snakes were starving to death. I mean, we know these are pythons. It's pretty hard to starve a python to death anyway, but he was making the point that they were hungry and they might bite the guys, which one of them did. One of the retics did bite Cordigera as soon as he pulled it out. He didn't act like he'd ever handled a snake like this before.
Yeah, they really didn't know.
Which is really weird, because these are the people that regulate us, that are in Florida. If you have a license, and this is something that's very unusual to a lot of people that don't live here. If you have a license, this empowers FWC to come into your facility or even your house, if that's your license address, at any time and inspect you. And if you turn them down, they will arrest you. And they have done that. So you can't just say no. They can come anytime. You're basically consenting to that just by having a license.
That's just ridiculous.
So it's like, what's the incentive to even have one? Really?
Well, that's another thing. So when we talk about all these regulations we have to follow here, it's like they're trying as hard as they can to push this stuff underground. I mean, we want all this to be, they should want compliance. They shouldn't want black market, but let's be honest. We're not condoning illegal behavior, but people love their animals.
Alleged illegal behavior.
yeah. People love their animals, right? And you're not going to get some people to get rid of their animals or stop doing this. So if they're not given a reasonable legal way to do this, then what other option are you giving them? I mean, look at in another case, if somebody wants to get rid of their animals, and if you call FWC and you don't call the right number for the amnesty line and you just call their regular line, they put you under investigation.
Or arrest you or whatever.
Yeah, and can come arrest you. So how is this encouraging people from releasing their pets into the wild? I mean, if you want to get rid of something and you don't know exactly what to do, but you know that FWC goes after people and arrests people, I mean, this isn't giving people much incentive to try to do things the right way. There's a chance that they could be encouraging them to release their animals.
Now, we had talked about in a previous episode that the amnesty line, and me feeling like I don't trust the amnesty line. I feel like that's going to go down the same road as if you just called FWC, is that now you're under investigation or you're being charged with, taking it from the wild or whatever. There's all kinds of rules in place. And so we were saying allegedly that there needs to be some kind of underground railroad where, if you allegedly see a reptile that shouldn't be where it is, that you allegedly take a trip to your friend in, South Georgia. And because I feel like if you call the amnesty line, there is absolutely zero trust with FWC. And I don't know if that's how it has been all along, but since I've been following it, it feels like there's absolutely no trust there.
Well,
and
especially in this situation too, because you have an individual who went through the correct routes and the correct channels to do what they needed to do. And then, we still had those animals get euthanized anyways. So, and they were treated like a criminal.
We lost him. He'll be back.
Yeah,
maybe.
So it's a frustrating situation for reptile keepers all around, because what do you do if you try to do the right thing? It's still the wrong thing. It still turns out
Daniel,
wrong.
if you're still around, you just click the same link to come back in the studio, or he hates Jana,
or he hates me because I was talking over him. I'm sorry, I was raised in a barn.
No, it's okay. If he's gone forever, I'm glad he was here. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for joining us. You are welcome back.
If you come back, please come back. Oh, he's back.
Hello.
Hey, sorry.
Hey.
No, I think I did something. I'm in the Wawa gas station studio here.
It's lovely.
Fun fact, U.S. Art Florida's lobbyist that works in Tallahassee is also the lobbyist for Wawa gas station. So we feel like we're in pretty good company there.
That's awesome.
Wawa has delicious sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's why I pulled into the Wawa instead of the whatever it is across the street.
Yeah, let's all patronize Wawa from now on.
So what I was asking you is, how do you feel like the reptile industry can trust that amnesty line, or do you feel like all trust is broken at this point? Because encouraging people like that little girl who found that snake, if she had called the amnesty line, would the snake that she found still have been euthanized because it wasn't pit tagged or whatever? I just feel like you ask for help and you try to do the right thing, and all they want to do is slaughter snakes.
Yes.
Well, the irony of all this is that we learned a lot about the amnesty program the day before the snake slaughter happened. We were at a non-native species tag meeting, and the head of the amnesty program for FWC gave a presentation, and she was really nice. She had a great personality. She seemed like she was really enthusiastic about the work that she was doing. But one thing that we also found out, they only have 2 employees in this amnesty program, and they don't even have health care. They're what are called OPS employees. So nice. It just seems like this program is more of a PR stunt than a serious, and they've rehomed something like a couple hundred animals in a decade.
Wow.
which is pretty low. So our question is, why is killing the animals the first option? Why
Right, that should be
isn't
the
it the
last
amnesty?
option.
Why is the amnesty program not automatically what anybody says? Because in the case of Chris, they even said, well, we offered to rehome them and he wanted to euthanize them. Well, Chris has said they never mentioned the amnesty program, for one thing. And then we also know that with Anya Golightly and Daniel Golightly, they told them they were going to rehome it and then they killed it. So the whole thing of, well, we offered to rehome these snakes for Chris Coffey. Well, they never mentioned the amnesty program. And it just seems like if they would have said they were going to rehome them, they were just going to kill them, because that's what they had done earlier, literally earlier that day.
So the amnesty office is the dumpster behind FWC?
Well, I'm not saying that, but you have to call the right number. So if you just call General FWC, from everything we've seen, if you call about possessing a prohibited species, they're going to call and send one of their officers after you to investigate you. So you got to make sure you're calling the right number. It's almost like a game. You know, why aren't
but on
people
the amnesty website, it's the 1-8 whatever I got one number for the amnesty number. So there's another secret number that goes through the phone tree just to their office. So I would never call. Like, the website is even trying to entrap you. Like, you think you're getting ready to call the amnesty office, but that's the generic, hey, come arrest me number.
Yeah. So they promote amnesty as a judgment-free zone, but we asked questions at the tag. So does that mean nobody's ever referred to law enforcement if you call amnesty? And she was like, no, generally not, unless we suspect like animal cruelty or something like that. But just saying there's an exception to it makes you start scratching your head. Well, wait a second, there's an exception? You said this was judgment free. Obviously, we are not taking up for people who are cruel to animals here, very obviously. But
they're not going to be seeking amnesty for an animal if they're being cruel to animals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just, it's really weird. So another thing we found out about amnesty is that the most frequently offered animals to them are red-eared sliders, and they won't take them right now. They don't have enough homes for them. And when I was at the Sea Park conference, Southeast Partners in Amphibian and Reptile Conservation a few months ago, they were saying that we need to develop better euthanasia protocols for reptiles, and most importantly for turtles like red-eared sliders, because there just aren't good ways to euthanize turtles. So It's kind of like the red-eared sliders are just getting the shaft here. Oh, and not only that, I got a conditional species permit in Florida just to be able to take red ears that needed homes, because I saw that people have these turtles. A lot of them had them for decades. They've been illegal to have without a permit in Florida since 2008, but we still have a lot. Just tons of people still have them for whatever reason. They move from out of state or they don't know or something. So I got this permit hoping I could take red ears from the public. And my inspector told me, you cannot do that. You have to call FWC and let us know, and we may place the turtles with you. So basically what they're telling me is that if somebody offers me red ears, and I don't even like red ears that much. I'm not like a red-eared slider guy. I just wanted to help with these turtles not being released because they're established non-natives. So if somebody offers me one, I'm supposed to rat on them to FWC?
And yourself, even though you have a permit to do it? Like, what is this insanity?
Yeah,
so what's the option? If somebody from the public asks me, now I got to say, well, no. And another thing is there's concern, is this an officer trying to set me up? Because they've already told me that I can't take them. So now I'm just going to say, no, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. And you're going to call amnesty and they're not going to take them. And if you call FWC, they might prosecute you. So what's the other option left? Most people,
Underground railroad.
Well, there's that, but a lot of people may just dump it in the lake or dump it in the pond.
Yeah,
that's the obvious option, and they're making that the easiest option for people rather than the last option that they should consider.
Yeah, when you provide zero incentive to do something, like obviously it's not going to turn out, right?
It's
There's
not
no
zero
incentive
incentive.
for-
It's like negative incentive.
It is. It's like
you try to do a good thing. You don't even like red ears, but you're like, I saw a problem and a need, so I got a permit to help with the problem and the need. And they're like, yeah, just kidding. That permit's a joke.
Yeah, well, the permit I have is I can keep them, but I'm not allowed to take them from anybody in the public. So, it's not that I don't like red ears. They're just not my favorite thing. I was just trying to help. So somebody has a question here. Should I address that?
Jump
You can
in.
either address it or you can decline to address it, and then I can remove it.
Well,
whatever you're comfortable with.
I got to tell you, they follow me around all the time. I can't say this about other speakers. At every tag meeting, I have undercover officers that are looking over my shoulder. They're looking at my phone. They're trying to see what I'm posting. If I get up and leave the room, they follow me out of the room.
Man.
So
That's crazy.
We're of special interest to them for sure. I don't know that they're doing this to everybody, but if anybody was at the meeting, saw me filming, first FWC set me up in their media area to set up my tripod and film. And because I came in with a tripod and they said, okay, well, you can't set that up in the aisle, so you need to go in our media area. So I went with them, set up my tripod, and I started filming and taking pictures. Well, I posted a picture of Colonel Young as soon as he was named executive director. I was sitting right in front of him, and I took a picture and I posted it to all of our social media without a prejudicial title. I said, breaking news, Colonel Roger Young named new executive director of FWC. So soon after that, we saw Barreto get up and he was looking at his phone and he was talking to Colonel Young and showing him something on the phone. And right after that, one of their other top law enforcement guys, Lieutenant Colonel Brian Smith, comes over to me and says, you can't be in this area. And I said, well, and I started filming immediately. I have this on film.
Happening?
So I said, well, just to let you know, I'm going to record this. And he's like, okay. And I said, I was set up to film here by FWC. And he's like, well, this is for credentialed media only. And I said, well, my background's as a journalist. And he's like, well, right now we just need this area to be for the real media or whatever. So, US Arc Florida is apparently not the real media.
For the real
That doesn't fit what I'm trying to make happen here. So get out.
So
it doesn't fit the narrative, right?
So I was taking pictures up there and I had a good view in the media area. And what very obviously happened is they didn't like that it was me from US Arc Florida there. So they made me move back to another area. And I filmed him telling me this. And he's like, well, you were told wrong. And we need this area for real media. And I took pictures of that area through the meeting and how there was no real media there. So there was never any media in that area that they were reserving for real media. So
But hurry and get out because real media is coming.
Yeah, so I move into the other area. Like I said, I filmed Lieutenant Colonel Brian Smith telling me that I can't be there. And he says, well, whoever told you that was wrong, I'm sorry. And then they brought the guy who told me that over to say, I'm so sorry, Daniel. And he's always really nice. I should point out that this guy is always really nice to me. And most of FWC staff are. Most of them are super nice. So I'm not trying to throw them all under the bus here. But he came over. I'm so sorry. I told you wrong. But I could see what happened here. It wasn't that he really told me wrong. It was that I had posted a picture. They'd all seen it. And they're like, why is US Arc Florida in the media area? So it's just things like that. Yes, they follow me around. I've gotten kind of used to it. It happens at the tag meetings. It happens at these FW. I think they think that we're going to do something crazy. And they always try to promote that these reptile people are crazy. They have more officers at this meeting than you've ever seen in your life. And they have them sitting. They seat them all around us. So we recognize a lot of the undercover guys at the FWC meetings.
Bill, good to see you again.
Yep. They seat them all around the USARK Florida people. They're in plaid shirts, usually. We know who they are. We know their faces because we see them all the time. But they seat them all around us so they can hear whatever we're talking about. We've gotten pretty used to it, but that's the way things are working, so this is our open system of government here in Florida.
Are they the same undercover officers that go to shows to look for non-compliance issues? Are they still wearing plaid shirts at shows? Are they that obvious? Awesome.
So we all know now.
It's extremely undercover.
Yeah, people have made some memes about that, but so this goes to another one of our problems with FWC. Our inspectors, the same ones that can come into our house, into our facility, they act like they want to build trust with us, and you can ask them questions. But we've seen that when people ask them questions, they use that as evidence against them. And not only this, our inspectors that are coming to inspect us are going undercover at shows to set people up. They're trying to get people to buy animals without licenses. They're trying to trick them into doing illegal things. How can you trust your inspector to ask questions to when they're also the same person at a reptile show that's trying to set people up?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a vice unit being the Department of Household Services that you're getting your food stamps from, all in the same person. So they're trying to get you a handy behind the parking lot, but they're also wanting to get you food stamps. And you're like, this is very confusing. Oh man.
I'm so sorry. This is how we always are.
I know.
Rowdy.
You know what's cool though?
Brian
we're
had a
not the
question.
government, so we can actually have a little bit of fun. So
yeah, we got to keep it fun around here. This is crazy. The Gestapo down in Florida stresses me out. Terrible. All right, Daniel. Brian asked, Daniel, is it true that you left the meeting to go outside on day one and they followed you around outside and asked why you left?
yes, that is true. My mother went into the hospital and I walked out and I thought I was going to have to leave. And yes, somebody did follow me out and ask where I was going.
Is she doing okay now?
Multiple times. My mom texted me that after she saw my exchange with Chairman Barreto, she got all angry and she felt way better.
Oh, good.
She just kept texting me. She over and over. She sent me this wall of text just going off on Barreto.
Oh, that's awesome.
But she said it made her feel a lot better.
Well, good. That's the best medicine then, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that they are trying to encourage? There was a comment that says that keepers dumping animals in the wild fits the Florida and FWC narrative. Do you think that they are trying to create a system, obviously that's broken, to create negative media around reptile ownership so that they can control the narrative and obviously ban everything or have a whitelist or have all the power? Do you think that that is their intention and why the system is so broken?
I don't know that it's that planned, but I think their insistence on trying to control everything. They just want absolute control. They want receipts for everything that you ever buy. And they build up so many ways to bust you that it just makes it easier to not deal with them. So in a way, it encourages people to release animals into the wild. I don't know that that's really their objective, but we do know that they've stirred a lot of public outrage and they've gotten a lot of funding like this. They did a 2-year negative media campaign on iguanas before making them a prohibited species. And even Barreto said it during this meeting. A lot of people like iguanas. A lot of the people who live in South Florida, they don't even want anybody collecting their iguanas or taking them because they enjoy seeing them. And the iguanas mainly live in disturbed areas around houses and stuff. They don't invade natural habitats that much. So it's mainly in these areas that are all developed and have all these artificial, you could say, invasive plants planted. That's where iguanas prefer to live in Florida, and they don't go very far north. So they waged a media campaign on iguanas for several years just to demonize them before they made them a prohibited species. So in a way, having them there, it helped them get funding. It gave them an issue, a political mandate. But I don't know if all of this is planned. They make a lot of blunders too, so it's hard to know what's just what's conspiracy and what is incompetence sometimes.
What's incompetence versus intentional sabotage.
I think it's interesting because reptile keepers aren't opposed to having, you know, some form of regulation, but it just seems like every form of regulation that's being done is just completely in the wrong direction. It's never for the benefit of the reptile keeper themselves. And I think if we're going to have regulation through these channels, the reptile keepers have to have a say in that. Like, we're the ones keeping these animals, and it's a frustrating situation all around.
Yeah, well, we're regulated by a law enforcement agency, first and foremost. Their law enforcement officers get paid way more than their biologists do. Their biologists quit in droves because they feel poorly treated, and a lot of these are really good people, but they're not the ones making the decisions generally. And so basically, the cops come up with the rules to give them tools to make busts, is how this agency works. And the biologists have input, at least the ones in Tallahassee have some input in how these are formulated and try to give them an informed biological opinion. But ultimately, the purpose of these rules is just to give law enforcement another tool for making a bust. And that's one of our problems with the agency. I mean, most government is not just cops making laws that they get to enforce. It's elected representatives elected by the people making laws, and then law enforcement is charged with enforcing the laws that are made by civilian representatives of the people. And that's not what happens with FWC.
So is there any transparency in where this funding that they're getting is going, or is it all like super secret gold-plated toilets and golf?
Well, they have budgets. I mean, they do allocate certain amount of funds, like so many $1 million for Python control and this and that. So they do have to have budgets. It's not just one slush fund that they can get everything out of. We think. Though there are a lot of inconsistencies we've noticed with their herbicide spraying program. They just blanket Florida waterways and lakes with herbicides, and there's nothing alive left. There's no plants. They'll spray a canal with no plants. There's not a frog. There's not a lizard. There's not a minnow. And they'll do it 3 times a year sometimes. So, but chemical companies are making tons of money off spraying.
I was going to say, who's their buddy that owns the chemical pesticide company?
Well, this is what I said earlier. It all comes back to capitalism, guys. Like, no one cares if you're, you know, here paving over the green belt. No, as long as you're getting money, right?
Well, FWC appointed the lobbyist for the herbicide companies as the head of the aquatic plant management program.
Right. Yeah, and if anyone wants to check out Knep Environmental, I think is the name of the YouTube video.
Mike Knepler is his name. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff. A lot of like, they're nuts. Like, they're nuts on that side too.
He can show you videos of them like spraying endangered snail kites and alligators and stuff with diquat. I mean, a horrible contact poison. It's right now, the effects of diquat are proven to kill ducks and eagles and turtles. There are studies being done by University of Georgia, but they're not studying it in Florida because some chemical companies are making a lot of money by spraying this stuff all over Florida. And the chairman Barreto, is a lobbyist. He's a registered lobbyist and developer, while at the same time being the chair of the Wildlife Commission.
Yes, we have multiple interests here. And which interest is going to take precedence? It's going to be the one that financially benefits you.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the system we kind of have to work with. And you know, and I say that I don't think all these commissioners are bad guys. They're or gals. We have Sonia Root is the one female commissioner. She is the wife of a developer, of a big developer, and her husband used to be a commissioner. So you know, they're business people. They're all extremely rich. They're mostly donors to the governor. I don't think that they're all bad people, but they definitely don't understand what we go through. They've never run a small family farm or had this kind of business. So everything in their life is geared toward a whole different thing. And so they really just don't seem to understand our issues very well. And unfortunately, staff has not done a good job of informing them. And I don't think staff even understands. The biologists don't understand what a reptile keeper or what an animal keeper does in Florida, and how just how much anxiety you have to even have the 8 permits you have to run a business. You heard one person. I think I have 5 different permits from FWC. They require 3 different systems to apply for. And one of my permits I applied for back in June for having protected animals. So for education, I have gopher tortoises and an alligator snapping turtle. I applied for that permit in June, which I've had for over 10 years for the renewal. I just got it back a couple weeks ago. And that's through their online system. So that's also the kind of thing that we deal with in Florida. And they've been giving people tickets for operating without a license after their license expires. So how can you do that when somebody's making their living with this license that they issue and you just let it run out for months and months and then they just can't make a living?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I don't know.
Decided that you're all moving to Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee has its own issues.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit about Tennessee, the Wildlife Resources Agency. I've sold pine snakes into Tennessee. I've sold pine snakes to your Fish and Wildlife Department for them to use for education. And I told them they needed a permit, or I definitely wasn't sending them. They're like, well, we are the Wildlife Resources Agency. And I'm like, well, especially for you then. So
right.
It took them 2 weeks to issue their own permit to themselves to import northern pine snakes from me for them to use for education in Tennessee. So
awesome.
Yeah, and I have some animals on display at the Tennessee Aquarium also. They've acquired animals from me over the years. That's so cool. I have dealt a little bit with your agency. But
I'm not actually in Tennessee. That's just where like a big group of people
live. Oh, okay.
I'm in Washington State. Way out in Seattle.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember you saying that earlier.
Yeah.
In the very dirty and profane section of the talk that you were scared for me to hear.
Oh, it's always a little dirty and it's always profane. So
I did want to talk to you about one of those sponsorships, but I'm just kidding. I'm not even going to go there.
Oh, yours is free, and then someone else is bidding on the other side.
Right. So like it makes perfect sense.
Does that mean, Daniel, that you would like to take Jana to the hippie commune, or
whoa?
I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right now.
Wait, hold up.
Normally I would not. I would go right over the line. But somebody's gonna make a soundbite out of this.
For sure, it's already happened. You know, someone's recording it right now. Jessica, can you edit that out, or is it
Whip it and ship it, everybody?
So regards to Daytona, the show that we all aspire to come to because it's such a beautiful destination, what should we feel scared to go to that show? Are you scared to go to that show? You say that there's people there that are literally hired to go and try to entrap reptile keepers into breaking some sort of law. And so coming from an outside state into Florida for a show, you know, I'm a little dumb sometimes. So like someone's like, here's a snake. And I'm like, wow, cool. Thanks. You know, like
this Eastern indigo, I'll put it in my pocket.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not saying that I'm like out to do something illegal, but there are some of us that don't know all the rules and regulations.
Yeah.
So we can
that's a big issue. I wish, because I want you to come to Daytona, you know, like I want people. Wayne Hill, who runs the Daytona show, was one of my first mentors in this whole reptile field when I was in 4th grade. And he started the Daytona Expo. He's had like tremendous
your sibling. This expo is your sibling, right?
Yeah. So he's had issues with FWC, and he's worked out some deals with them and basically told them, you better not come into my show or do this, this, and this. But I mean, we saw it. Ask Kevin McCurley what he thinks about FWC in Daytona.
Okay.
Hang
on, let me get him off my speed dial. He doesn't even know I exist.
Well, this is one reason why he rails against FWC. If people wonder why, from where he's at, he just goes off, that people are like, why do you care so much? You're not even in Florida. It's because he had personal experiences with FWC at the show. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it was really bad. They arrested a bunch of out-of-state vendors one year. This was in 2010, and it looked terrible. It just made FWC look like the Gestapo
I think
or something.
John Bradley had it on his show talking about it. So people had to go back to Louisiana or wherever they were from and then come back to report to their court date for like whatever the $35 fine. But like, you know, they could have gotten a warning and be like, please come back to our state to do commerce next time or whatever, instead of like making these multi-state people come back in again.
Right.
Yeah. So here's what I can tell you, though. I think FWC is going to try to be on their best behavior. It's tough for them, some of them, but I think they're going to try not to make any big, I wanted to say cluster something, but
you're allowed to say the F-bomb on our show.
Oh yeah,
they're not going to want to create any situations that are going to draw negative attention to themselves in public right now. And I think they're going to be on good behavior. They're probably going to be very courteous, but we know they've given people tickets for holding animals at reptile shows that didn't have a license to display. Mm-hmm. So if you get an animal, don't take it out and hold it. I mean, I hate to even say that. I know. What? It's totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
That is insane. So what you're saying is, if there was any Daytona we would attend, this year is probably a safe bet because they're trying to have positive media coverage.
They're not going to want to piss anybody off. They're not going to get positive media coverage out of it, but
they don't want negative.
Just know that if you come, I will be standing by with a camera ready to record whatever they do. So,
okay.
Maybe it's worth it then, Jana. Get out like a decoy
if anything's
snake
bad that's going to happen, it's going to be to me, because I'm just going to be like, it's a pretty snake, and I'm going to take it out of the container and show everybody and be all excited, and they're going to be like, ma'am, we're going to arrest you right now.
Straight to jail.
Okay, that's okay. Then Daniel can whisk you off to Tennessee to the hippie commune. And
wait, he still hasn't showed us his hands.
What, me?
To see if you have a ring.
Oh,
I am married. I am married.
Happily married.
Okay,
Jana.
that's okay.
Keep it together.
Yes. So my wife is the manager of reptile shows, actually, Lisa Parker.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. My wife's awesome. She's got her own big reptile thing going on, and lots of people know her. And
bitch. I get it. It's cool.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Jana might be gunning for your wife, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep her careful. Keep her safe.
If you want to buy your wife a present, Jana's available.
Well, my wife will probably be at Daytona too, so I'll let her talk to you in person about that.
Yeah, we'll just go have drinks without you.
All right, yeah. Beautiful. I'm glad we made a beautiful connection here today.
We're setting up relationships. This is good.
Right.
Building relationships.
Yeah, Nick was trying to talk me into Daytona. We'll see.
Well, I would love to see you there. So yes, please do come.
Do they have like official media passes like Arlington is working on?
Well, I better get one of those, because I'm going to get kicked out of whatever the media area is if I don't.
At least you need one that says official media.
Right?
Yes. I do have a press pass from when I was a newspaper reporter from when I started in high school. I thought about just wearing that to the next FWC meeting.
Please do.
And clipping it on there, and it's like, well, here you go. You know, this is my newspaper press pass, even though it's from, man, that's a long time ago. I'm not even going to say it, but
Well, high school was 20 years ago for me, if that makes you feel any better. You absolutely have to do
A
that.
little longer
and then
for me.
we need a selfie with your credentials on USARK Florida. So make that happen, please.
All right,
Okay.
let's do one last thing. Like, what are we looking forward to, Daniel? Like, what's the next steps, or what do you want us doing, or
What do you need from the community?
Well, we appreciate all the support that we've gotten. We've gotten support from all over the world, and that means a lot to us. It's important for you to understand USARK and USARK Florida are separate organizations. We work together, but if some people in Florida donate to USARK, and that's great, but actually we are funded separately. So we're in a lawsuit right now with FWC. So anybody who thinks that FWC needs to be held to account, we're in a lawsuit over these prohibited species rules, which is what Chris Coffey was prosecuted under. We're doing this for all the reptile keepers of Florida, but it's not just about the prohibited species rules. We're challenging the constitutionality over FWC's authority over wildlife. Our state constitution gives FWC authority over wild animal life. And we are saying that the animals that we have in captivity that are under human care are not wild animals. Absolutely. So we don't even think they should be involved. We think what we do is more like agriculture. And there's another department, the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, that regulates agriculture in Florida, and they're not known to come in and forcefully euthanize people's animals in such a way. And we think
they're level-headed? What?
They're a lot more level-headed. I shouldn't say they never euthanize animals. They definitely do. There are times when animals do have to be euthanized, but guess who's doing it? Veterinarians with them. Right. So
it's done correctly and for the right reasons.
Yeah, I did have to hear a story. I was in a meeting at FDEX, and one of the vets was telling me how sad it was. She has to euthanize horses that are diseased. They're using these illegal racing rings, and they like share needles and everything between horses, and they're spreading all these diseases. And unfortunately, if they come in and the horses test positive for these diseases, they have to put them down. Yeah, and it's really sad. She hates to do it, but at least she's a vet, you know? Yeah. And that's who FDEX sends in to do it. It's a PhD, a doctor, a veterinary, So that's the way that things should be done. If it has to be done, it should be done by experts that know what they're doing.
So what you're saying is the best way we can support you is to focus our fundraising to USARK Florida specifically to help you guys in your court case against the issues.
Yeah, we're coming up on $1 million in our lawsuit. You know, everybody likes to say, "Oh, just sue for this or that." It's not cheap. Sadly, in America, the legal system works better for people and entities that have lots of money. And that's just a sad fact. So it costs a lot of money. So to hold FWC to account, we have to do it in the courts sometimes, because sometimes they've shoved things down our throats, in our view, unfairly. So yeah, if you want to support that effort, please join USARK Florida. You can donate. There are all kinds of ways on our website. We love USARK. I'm going to be late now because of you, but I'm joining.
Sorry,
No, it's great. I'm joining Phil Goss up at St. Augustine Alligator Farm with USARK for Crocfest. We're raising money for gharials.
Nice.
We're raising conservation funds. So that's very important to us too. We're all conservationists. That's and Phil puts a lot of time into that, and so do we. So that's where I'm on my way. So we're great. We work with USARK National all the time, but we are funded separately.
Right. So in order to support that lawsuit, you need to send your funds directly to USARK Florida people, is what he's trying to say.
Correct.
Right. And do they have like separate memberships as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can be a USARK and a USARK Florida member. You know, if you're moved to do that, that's awesome. And we don't mind you can be anywhere in the world. You can be in Antarctica, and we invite you to join USARK Florida.
Everyone is welcome. And if you want a spot of advertisement on the assistance next to USARK Florida, you need to send your donation to USARK Florida.
Right. All right.
Awesome.
Daniel,
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Sorry.
Please follow all of our social media too. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. We're on all the things now. So please follow us. And I hope we'll stay in touch. If you guys ever have a question of me, my email address is media@usarkfl.net. I try to make myself available. I'm here to communicate with all of you reptile keepers out there. So anything I can ever do, you guys know how to get a hold of me, and I'm happy to help.
Okay, yeah. And you're always welcome. No matter what we're talking about. So
it's been fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much. Thanks for putting up with our jokes.
No, it's great. It's so nice after these days. I mean, you saw I've been talking
really
with Chairman Barreto for the past 2 days. Okay, so how do you think I feel right now?
You're ready for those drinks out with your wife and whoever else wants to join, right? We really appreciate all that you're doing. We appreciate how informed you are keeping us. We hope that you feel our support. We are behind you. We are all invested emotionally in what is happening in your state. So like I said, if we can ever do more, we will start reminding people to donate first to USARK Florida, if that is where their heart is, to support your guys' legal battles. But we admire you so much, and we are so grateful for you and everything that you do and what your wife does and all the people that you rub shoulders with. We see you and we appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you everybody out there.
All right. Thanks. All
right. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was cool that you could jump on, but now it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. Jana.
Oh my gosh, quit being a time watcher.
You were telling me that you had to go to a reptile show and you were so busy.
I told you that I was giving you shit.
You're stealing people's wives on the live.
I was not stealing his wife. I did not confirm singledom. Caila was offering my services for me. You were pimping me.
No, you didn't say no. Okay, so
who would say no to that? Advocates for reptiles. That's hot. Sorry, he's probably still listening. That's embarrassing.
Panties are just dropping right off.
All the wives' panties. You mean. That's the best part. All right, no, that was great. I'm glad he came on. We kept him from his Gariel meeting.
Yeah. Oops.
You know what? It was great that he came on, though.
It was awesome. I'm really shocked by that, and I'm shocked that he knew who we were.
And Darian was in the chat earlier.
I know, Darian. I'm so bummed. I'm sorry.
I'll try to either message Jana or me. Maybe we'll sneak you in.
Yeah,
next
maybe
week.
You can come on and we could laugh with you as well. And apparently,
let's
I
make
can
fun
throw
of myself
Python and all our guests. Caila, I'm coming up for the weekend. Hope you're ready for me.
All right. Should we do a Daytona HRP meetup? If they're going to protect us from the popos.
He said he would follow me around with a camera. I'm not sure how I should.
That doesn't sound like you're being protected. It sounds like you're being used as bait.
Yeah, I said it out loud, but I was like,
When is Daytona?
It's usually in August, so it's hot as sin.
Hot as sin.
But you get to go to the beach and run naked.
I was going to say the hotel is right on the beach, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the hotel's booked. I checked. Roger, have you checked recently? I think they got their tickets.
Yes.
Oh, Marshall says book your room now.
All right. Who wants to share a room with the assistants?
Just don't all line up at once.
Look. We'll auction it for USARK, okay? You get to share a room with Jana.
Can't take Jana anywhere. I'm not going.
Daniel's providing the tequila. Oh, you cannot put tequila in Jana if you want her to behave.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Tequila makes your clothes fall off. It's not my fault. It's
your clothes are already falling off.
All right, I'm going to go to the library during Daytona.
They're not falling off. This is falling
quietly. Off. I just want some weird colubrids from a weird colubrid guys.
Yeah, but you might get arrested. Oh, you wouldn't, because you're so smart. You would know everything that was prohibited
I
and
would-
all the rules.
I would also manipulate them with my woman powers.
Jessica's not going to get arrested because she's not going to take them out of the container because
Because of biosecurity.
viral infections and biosecurity.
She's not even going to touch them. She's just going to be like, here's my address. Here's the closest hub.
Oh yeah, that would be hot.
I'm not
actually.
going to touch it. Just mail it
Also,
to me.
you don't
Thanks.
touch it either ever again.
Yeah, no one touches.
August 19th and 20th. Sea of Serpents was correct. They know everything. The largest reptile meeting in the world, not show.
Really? Is it the largest?
Meeting.
Meeting?
Whoa, that's a big claim. I'd like to see numbers, please. Snakes stay in containers.
all right.
Do not.
Yeah, margaritas are the best. Tequila's nasty by itself. People who take tequila shots, bless your hearts.
Look, I think all alcohol is gross. Like when I go out to a restaurant, okay, I'm a huge loser, and everyone will be ordering like shots and stuff, and I'm like, can I just have like a glass of chocolate milk? Because I don't know.
Every time you say that, my mind explodes. I still can't believe it's true because you seem like you'd be really fun to party with.
I'm too much fun without booze, so I can only
That's
imagine.
true. I should probably take that to heart, and we should drink chocolate milk together.
I'll buy us some bags of chocolate milk, like we have in Canada.
Oh, that's so weird. I can't talk about the bagged milk. Weird.
So the turtle talks are on Friday. There are like conference talks on Friday, but they're all about turtles. Will
But
Jana
you love
be there?
turtles.
I know. Will Jana be there for that? Or will Jana be like halfway into the tequila bottle?
No, I'd go to educational talks, saturate my brain with some facts that I would later be like, Jessica, what is that? What is the thing he was saying? And I looked at you and you laughed because you knew I had no idea what he was talking about that
Which
they're
part?
fundraising for.
Which part?
The crocodile.
Oh, the
he used
gharial?
like- He used like
You
that.
want a picture?
Yeah, what is that? Because
Alright.
I didn't want to ask in front of him because I was, we were having a moment
Yeah,
and I
keep
didn't want
it-
to ruin it with my
Yeah,
stupidity.
keep it together.
But in English would be great. Thanks.
Here, I'm showing you a picture that's even better than English.
It's nice.
Oh, they're
It's
so
visual
funny. They have like
content.
little teeny tiny faces.
Yeah, they're like the.
Are they native? Is that why they're trying to?
No, India, Southeast
okay.
Asia. So they're fundraising for another country just to be like nice because they're cool looking. They have these like
Oh.
weird protuberant eyes.
You have like super long booper snooters.
Yeah, they have like swordfish faces.
Yeah, it's like an
That's
adaptation
cool.
to like hunting fish specifically and not just like
Cool.
generically hunting animals and dragging them into the water and drowning them. They are
Yeah.
very cool.
They're
Very
very
endangered.
cool. Well, good luck with that. Please drive safely. Sorry you're late.
Okay.
Sorry I hit on you and you're married. I'm sure your wife is wonderful.
It'll be casual now for him because he's already late, so he can go into the Wawa's, get a sandwich.
Oh yeah, hopefully
Hell
he eats
yeah.
something. Probably hasn't eaten much or made time for that. Well, we're glad that we
I
could give
feel
him
like
some...
Daniel felt positive about it. I know some people were like, "Oh, it's just a trick," but I feel like if he thinks it's positive, like kind of positive, like maybe a ray of light, then we should go with that feeling and feel like
A stay of
maybe
execution is a day you live to fight.
right.
Help me out here.
No.
He lived to
No.
fight another day.
Never.
A stay of execution. So, I mean, you got to take what you can get. And that was more than we thought we were going to get. So I can see how that
All
is
right.
positive.
Who's an expert? Marshall's an expert. Is it better to go Thursday and like
She's still on Daytona.
I'm
planning.
still planning here. Sorry. Thursday and like get ready and then like sneak around during the VIP section on Friday and then go to the beach and get drunk and not really go to Saturday because there's too many normal people there. What is the real plan?
And then
Marshall?
show back up, stumble in for the US ARC auction because apparently that's where all the fun is.
Do they have US ARC auctions in Daytona?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Just assumed.
We could just put Jana like right up on the stage and be like, tonight only. Jana.
Okay, and even in a non-creepy, perverted way, you could auction your date off. No promises unless you're convincing.
Oh, you
So-
mean like what they do for like cute little fundraiser and it's totally
Yeah.
like platonic? Go
Yeah.
on a date with Jana.
If something extra happens, that's not in the payment.
Then you can send that money to my college fund and then the other money to the US ARC.
Yeah, I think that auctioning off Jana is a great idea. Yeah, I'm really there for that. That sounds good. I'll donate.
It's like a cute date. She'll wear a nice dress too.
But Jana, if I win, you need to take me whale watching.
Wow.
'Cause you
Now
are-
I'm the sugar mama.
Yeah.
But actually I want to go whale watching. So
Yeah, and you want to go whale watching with me because I love orcas.
I love whales too.
Well, if Jana does the bougie getaway experience in Seattle, it would make more sense because then you could see the transients when they come in the summer,
yeah.
It's true.
Bucket list.
and then and they do half day tours too, so it'd be easy to like slap a tour after your date the next day if you roll out of bed or whatever.
Look, we'll make it even. Like I'll buy you dinner and you can pay for the whale watching.
We're going Dutch. That's cool. I can be modern.
I'm fine with the equality in this relationship, babe.
That's right. We're both strong women. We can take each other out.
So Marshall says fly into Jacksonville because it's cheaper than flying into.
So what I
Daytona.
hear is we're all going to meet in Jacksonville. Marshall's going to make us a bunch of really good margaritas. We're going to get hammered in the back while he drives us to Daytona. That's
the back
what I
of
heard.
what?
I don't
The
know.
rental van? Is it going to be like a party van with a stripper pole?
I don't know. What are you driving to
The
Daytona?
party bus, let's go.
And then Lori Gray chimes in with she gets to go on a date with Jana for free. She is going to be
Sponsor perks of the whole Backpack Podcast.
Lucky.
Free Jana
She is
dates.
going to be in state in Jessica's old stomping grounds,
Mhm.
and we're hopefully going to be able to get dinner or something.
Hot.
So that'll be fun.
Really
We'll
hot.
take selfies.
Maybe if I don't get to go on a date with Jana, I'll go on one with Jessica instead.
Hell yeah. Let's
And
go
we'll
to
talk about
one
Nido
of the anime cons. The ones
serenade.
that smell the best.
Yeah, we'll go to the anime con and then we can talk dirty to each other about nidovirus PCR tests. How do you swab the coanal slit, babe?
So we actually invited ourselves into the back of Tim Bailey's car.
Oh, he has no idea what's happening. Bailey shots, everybody. And- no, I was thinking about driving I think it's 17 hours for me. Because then I could herp 3 days before or something. and
Yeah,
then go
I
to
could
the
never
show.
get that much time away from crotch goblins.
Bring him with you.
Hell no.
That ruins the whole dating atmosphere.
Well, I'm not going to date, but I just mean that I would not be able to be.
So, like, if you're
present.
road cruising at night, all the roads are straight and flat, and your kids are just on their tablets, and you're going pretty slow. You jump out. Hopefully, you put it in park. I've not done that.
You know,
before.
we'll mix it up sometimes.
And then you run and you check and you take a picture and you go home. You back to your hotel. That's what I don't really want to do. Day herping and get sunburned right away and then be miserable for 2 days on accident. So I'll probably because I'm not ready. You know, look, what's this? Ugh.
Well, I
Yeah,
am
white
always
people.
this color. Even when I lived in Florida, I was this color.
23.5 hours.
Yeah,
Dang.
I haven't seen the sun in like 9 months, and you guys are pasty as fuck.
Mhm. We're always in here podcasting.
Little known fact, I actually had red hair when I was little. And so I actually have a redhead complexion, even though I now live life as a dirty blonde.
I'm actually I'm gonna color my hair silver soon. It's weird. I'm doing it though.
That was a
Is
big
this
fad
is this
here
a
in the
fetish
US.
thing? Or...
No, I'm gonna do peekaboo highlights. So like the top will still be brown, and then underneath is gonna be silver. I don't know. I haven't colored my hair in like 10 years, and I'm kind of
Do it.
getting a new
Do it. Own it.
So I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna own it.
Okay, I want pictures once you're done.
All right. It'll be
Mhm.
after my my wedding in June. Because if it looks fucking stupid, then I don't want it in my wedding pictures.
That's it. That's a really solid plan. I would be like it look badass, and then I'd have really shitty pictures.
No. If I look like trash, like I'll own it after my wedding.
Yeah.
All right. Who is in? Trip to Daytona, HRP.
Right. The only Fuck. I suck such ass. All right, I'll try to figure it out. I'm always like, I should really go. Then I'm like, I literally could never leave the house.
I'm sorry, but I'm a reptile rescue, and I've just rescued Jana. I need to go fund me to get her to the doctors in Florida.
Unfortunately,
Daniel's still here. He heard everything you said. So if you want to get embarrassed, do it now. He says, yeah, day herping in the area in August would be not productive.
Well, it would be very productive if you wanted to spend the rest of the trip in the ER for sunstroke.
Well, it's also like too hot, so everybody, all the like normal stuff switches to overnight anyway because the nighttime temps are fine. That's what people like don't realize about.
I'm going to take you on a little story in Jana land.
The cheap rooms are sold. This is
imagine 15-year-old Jana, very, 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 very sheltered trailer trash, conservative Jana, flies to Florida from Washington, the only place I'd ever really been in my whole life. White is white. First weekend in Florida on the beach in March. And I got burned so bad that it was like black. And I had to go to the emergency room for a heat stroke in March. And I was like, it wasn't even that hot. It wasn't even that sunny. It was like, it felt like a regular day in the summer of, PNW. But that sun is much hotter in the south. It got me.
So is it worth Ubering to the hotel for fun and being someone else's hotel, or is it worth? Obviously, like the rich people think it's worth staying in the hotel that's on the beach where the convention is.
No, if HRP is going for like a HRP hangout, we're getting like a Airbnb party house. Except for Jessica.
Can we afford that?
If all of us went and all of us pitched in, we could afford it.
I want to do Tinley at some point with you guys.
I don't know if my autism will allow that.
They won't. I can already see that your eyes twitching. She's like,
you can have a party
in the same
house.
Room as
I'm
me.
going to go to a quiet house with reading and maybe sleeping. Lots of sleeping and no drinking probably. Because I would rather herp and be ready for that. I'm going to be honest. I was joking. I like margaritas, but I'm boring. I'm sorry.
You guys.
Whatever, you still owe me a drink together. Sometime. Yeah. US Arc says that he can give Daytona herping tips. We expect a video from you. Just the tip. ASAP. Make it happen. We would love some herping tips. I've actually never been officially herping, but apparently I have been unofficially herping.
You have been unofficially herping, Jana.
Apparently herping in your backyard when you caught that garter snake.
Herping is a state of mind. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'll have to leave Daytona to you guys because like $1 American is like 1 Canadian peso, 1 cent Canadian.
So you're saying we should fly to Canada?
Yeah, you guys
buy all of your stuff.
Yeah, but isn't your bestie in Florida, or did you guys just both go to Florida together?
Oh, Cat and Roe are in Georgia.
Oh, okay. They just met you in Florida.
Yeah. So I'm actually going at the end of the year to meet up.
You bitch.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's supposed to be my honeymoon, but then we rented out a suite for everyone, so we're all just staying there because we're like, fuck it. So we're going to Universal and stuff.
You're bringing friends on your honeymoon. See, this is what I can get behind. I approve this message.
Yeah. So at the end of the year for my honeymoon, because we're going on a cruise and we're leaving from Fort Lauderdale. We're going for 10 days. And so I was like, well, why not just do an additional 7 days in Orlando and then we'll just drive to Fort Lauderdale. So then I ended up inviting Cat and Roe and Kyle's like, okay, so we're just making this like a friend trip. And I'm like, yeah.
Wait, are they going on your cruise too?
No, they're just.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
No, I need to.
You get a little awkward if the 4 of you were sharing.
No, I need to fuck on the cruise. Okay. So, no. So we're just doing Orlando for.
I thought you were gonna say orgy.
Yeah, we're gonna have a foursome.
Right. Also, if you want a Canadian foursome, it's maple syrup flavored. Message Caila.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I will meet up with you guys at some point at Tinley. I would be so down because I can drive to Tinley. Or you guys can come to Canada and I can dump maple syrup on you and lick it off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good maple syrup.
Makes perfect sense.
Right from the tree.
I want that raw, right out of the tree stuff, not the boiled down stuff.
It doesn't taste like anything when it's out of the tree.
Don't ruin my fantasy.
She's trying to raw dog some water, some tree water.
Some tree water, yes.
We don't really have that much to do here, but like we could like go to the farmer's market and get some maple syrup. I don't know. And we can go to like the store and get some bagged chocolate milk.
Do you have any big shows up by you, don't you?
So we have the CRBE, the Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo, but like I've never been to a US show, so I'm not sure. But it probably is not as large. They coincide it with the Canadian Pet Expo to make it like significantly larger. So it's a good show, but the problem is like you have so many people walking around with like dogs and cats and stuff. It's just like it's kind of just like a shit show because it's so busy. So
that seems like a really bad idea for biosecurity reasons to just cram a bunch of different types of animals into one building.
Or like dog behavioral reasons. Like all of their prey items, hypothetical prey items, are just fluttering around.
Yeah, I'm not room. Like we have reptile only expos, so you know maybe I should just shut up and go to those, which I do, and I've vended at them before too. But the big like Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo, it's great, but I hate the amount of like dogs and cats. It's just dogs pissing on everything. Like it's awful, kind of
hard pass. Canadian foursomes
go because it's what we have, but I just, you know, I don't know. It's hard to regulate it when it's outside pets. That's really my only complaint with it. It's a great show. The people who run it are great. But yeah,
leave your pets at home, people of Canada.
Yeah, and like I always see people walking around with their ball pythons and stuff, and like everyone just touching them, and I'm like, there just should be no outside pets. Like I'm such a
that's how all of ours are run. People don't listen always, but that's the general rule is.
Yeah, just from having nidovirus, like at one point, whenever people post on the Canadian groups and they're like, oh, well, like what papers do I need to fill out to like bring my pet to the Canadian Pet Expo? And I'm like, can you just fucking leave it at home? Like, because your ball python doesn't want to go to the expo at all.
Oh, Jube doesn't want to go.
No, Jube doesn't want to go. And
he's like, fuck that shit. We had one scare already. That's enough.
So they've talked with me about bringing Jube, and I politely declined.
I was totally kidding. I would never. You can't take your baby into that for sure.
I'm like, look, there's just too many people who would want to pet him and hold him and stuff. And I'm like, he's as much as he seems social on the Instagram, he's not. He's not a snake that enjoys being petted by lots of people. He likes me. He likes
to make it that way,
posing for the photos and, you know, hanging out at home like while I'm cleaning his enclosure. But other than that, he doesn't want to interact with people. He's not an interactive snake. So I'm like, there's no point to me bringing him to an expo. But
there's still cheapo tickets. I'm sorry, I'm in somewhere else right now.
Oh my
God. Planning her trip to Florida.
There's still cheap tickets. You just have to book the whole set.
Thank you, Corlofus.
Say, I want to learn about roofs.
You just put it back up there. What the fuck?
No, she
Sorry,
wants you to say,
I was clicking the wrong
want
button.
to hear you say about
roof.
About
out and about.
Out and about. Go to Tim's, get Timbit.
Do you ever like go down to Quebec and like punch somebody and take their croissant?
No, I fucking hate Quebec.
Doesn't everybody in Canada hate Quebec?
Just separate from us. Like I don't.
Just get it done already.
My last name is Mailloux, so I am French. Unfortunately, I'm part native and I'm part French, so
you got all the bases covered.
We got all the bases covered. I'm like, look, I'm tax exempt. Okay, so what's up? And yeah, just no.
I love that.
I visited Montreal once, and it was the worst experience, and I'll just never go back over there. No thanks.
They're like, why are you here? We don't want you.
So look, okay, my reasoning behind it is like it's just very elitist. So even when I went over there, because I had a convention that I did in Montreal, and the con staff were amazing. The people who attended the con were amazing. But it was like when you went to get Subway or like Kentucky Fried Chicken or something, it was just so elitist that if you didn't speak French, you could tell they just looked down on
Hated you and spit in your food.
Yeah. So, and I could never figure out what it was like PFK. It's not KFC, it's PFK over there. And so the whole weekend I was just calling it Poulet Fried Kentucky because like I had no idea what it even stood for. I just told everyone, I'm like, yeah, do you want me to pick you up like some Poulet Fried Kentucky? Everyone's like, what is that? And I'm like, that's
exactly.
That's what it is here. I don't know what it is. So yeah, no, fuck all the French shit.
Okay, wait. Do you have any bagged milk right now?
Available?
Yes.
Available. I need to see it. I just do. My heart needs this. And while she's doing that, there was a comment earlier that foursomes have maple syrup in Canada, but in Florida they just have swamp ass. No, they have coconut juice.
Here it is. Do you want me to pour it for you guys?
I do. I need to see this.
Finish my water.
You gotta hold it up.
Well, I can't. Do you
wait? What's it in? Is it in a pitcher?
Right, you put the bag in the pitcher so you can pour it more.
And then how do you open it?
You just cut it.
Is the mouth required?
No, I can't. I fucking can't hold it up and pour it.
And show it.
That was a real question. I wasn't criticizing.
No, so typically you just pour like this, and it would just be like beautiful, beautiful bagged, and it goes in like this nice milk container. Yeah. Why am I modeling this on here?
This is a Canadian special.
I asked and I received. I thank you, my Canadian friend.
I also have maple syrup too. If you want to get real Canadian.
Wait. You put the maple syrup in your milk?
You put it in anything. Put it in anything.
That's right.
Now
mouth is definitely required.
A glass of milk sitting here. Like, what am I even supposed to do with this? I guess I'll just drink it. It's fine.
Wait, get that milk back out.
Are you guys fucking kidding me right now?
Can you hear it?
Unfortunately.
Oh, Canada, our
milk is in the bag.
All right, sorry. All right, we got to end this.
We've
done it. Thank you, Caila.
Really
Thank you, Daniel Parker. We had Canada. Thank you. I guess not Quebec. Fuck you. Thank you, Ontario.
Or Vancouver. I've been there. They fucking hate us too.
Oh, BC.
No, Vancouver's good. Also, I want before we go, I feel kind of bad because like I just want to reiterate the Canadian Reptile Expo is really awesome. So if you want to come down, definitely come down. Just to notate, I wish less.
I'm from the
Sorry. Whoa. Hey, stop touching
Watch
buttons.
out.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I just want there to be less dogs, and I want people to not bring their reptiles from home. Stop that. It's bad biosecurity.
And we are biosecurity advocates.
Yeah, dogs can give each other infections.
A little biosecurity pyramid triangle thing here.
My friend actually got peed on at the expo, so maybe I'm just really biased. But
by a dog?
Yeah, they're like got pissed on by a dog. So I'm like, look, I have zero complaints except don't bring your dogs and don't bring your pets. Like, just go shopping. You can go shopping without your pet.
You can take your bottom, though. Just not your furry pet. All right.
Exactly.
Godspeed, Canada. See y'all later. Jube Jube. I don't know what we just did for almost 3 hours again.
Honestly, I don't even know why the fuck I'm here.
I don't either. You were supposed to be here so Jana could leave early to
Yeah,
go get ready for her show, and Jana stayed the whole time anyway.
I
Fill in for
I
Dale.
don't know why either. I was just on a roll. I should not drink coffee.
Yeah, the whole reason I'm here is so that you could go prep for the Reptile Expo, and then
I'm going. I'm bye.
full time.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye,
Okay,
everybody.
I'm
Thank you,
leaving.
sponsors. I love you.
Bye.